video. They expressed concern the man might jump from the vehicle. One of the two says, "Don't you effing do it, bro." Now, the sisters thought they were witnessing some sort of a joke. Martin told the station, adding the incident went by fast, said it only lasted for a minute or two. Now,
man just wanted some fresh air. He hadn't had fresh outside air in a while.
State Corrections Department said the van was in the middle of a routine transport when the inmate damaged it, started hanging out of the back window. They said the officer immediately recognized the situation, exited the highway, called for additional law enforcement support.
How was he able to do that? Are they not chained up?
I guess not. I mean, breaking the window. By the way, the van just keeps going. I guess that's the smart play, because if you stop, then he actually can jump out and maybe make a flee. I mean, if you keep going, he ain't going to jump out. Or if he does, he's not going to survive it.
Or you wonder if he's already, premeditated, has somebody waiting for him to bust the window out.
Or, Lance, he just doesn't care. And that's what makes him the most dangerous, right? If he's one of those guys that's like, I am locked up forever, so I'm just going to do whatever and see what happens.
Have we gotten away from those ankle cuffs that we used to put on?
I think you got to be shackles. I think you got to be pretty hardcore criminal for those.
This story, no bueno. A man who was arrested on suspicion of capital murder is alleged to have beheaded the manager of a Dallas motel.
Dear heavens.
Then left the victim's head in a trash bin, according to court records.
My God, Lance.
Now, when authorities took Jordanis Martinez into custody on Wednesday, he was covered in blood and armed with a machete. He's accused of killing a 50-year-old motel manager. He's being held without bond in the Dallas County Jail. Now, the horrific scene unfolded Wednesday morning after the hotel manager instructed Martinez not to use a broken washing machine. Martinez and a woman were cleaning a room at the time, the affidavit says. Martinez became upset because the man didn't speak to him directly, instead relied on the woman for translation, according to the affidavit. Affidavit cited video that said it captured Martinez leaving the motel room, grabbing machete, and repeatedly cutting and stabbing the man to death.
Gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Alabama gets the win over Wisconsin. That gets them to a bye week, and then the trip to Georgia that everyone's waiting on. Auburn finishes their tune-up in the pre-conference to get ready for the big showdown in Norman when they open up close to a touchdown underdog, the big top 25 matchup. That's coming up, a crazy weekend in college football. A couple of coaches fired. We'll start with some developing news in the NFL and a lot more going on. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. You got Forrester and Tyler behind the big glass here. Everything at Next Round Live, thumbs up and all that. You know what to do. Subscribe, like, and all that. Big news out of the NFL. I know you were in Nashville for the Rams game. You got your gear on again today. Joe Burrow out 3 months with a toe injury for the Bengals.
It is, I mean, just awful news. And you look at Joe Burrow, arguably the top 2-3 quarterbacks in all of football, and now in his short 6 years, basically, 2 full seasons he's going to be out. When you go back to, only playing 10 games in 2020 and only playing 10 games in 2023, now, really good shot he doesn't play again this year. Jake Browning comes in, turns it over 3 times, did account for the 3 touchdowns. They find a way to beat Jacksonville. But moving forward with that offensive line and with Jake Browning, I mean, Joe Burrow covers up so much, so many deficiencies on that team because he's so elite. And now, I mean, the expectation is, be battling the Browns for the worst team in the North.
You know what's crazy?
And Pittsburgh. Boy, Baltimore's going to run away with this today.
They should. You know what's crazy is, all offseason they were talking about playing starters so they could be better in the first 2 weeks because they suck in the first 2 weeks normally.
2-0, by the way.
And everybody's like, oh, you can't do that. You're going to get somebody hurt. You're going to get somebody hurt. And they got through it. And everybody's like, oh, maybe it was a genius idea. And to Lance's point, it seemed like it worked. And then game 2, you get your quarterback hurt. Like, you do that the whole preseason. You play a guy a whole preseason, which nobody does anymore. A whole preseason, and don't get him hurt, and then you get him hurt in game 2.
They are 2-0. So too are your Rams. They're 2-0. They got the win at Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll tell you, watching that game, and the Rams have only given up 1 touchdown through 2 games, and they gave up the 1 touchdown right before half, and then they turn it over, and the Titans get another field goal and end up leading at half, which was crazy. But the throw from Cam Ward in the red zone, like I was texting our buddy Brock Eward, and he's like, how's Cam playing? And I was like, he's really doing nothing, but he made one of the more incredible plays I've ever seen on that third down.
Crazy, yeah.
I mean, just for him to roll right, to throw it back all the way across the width of the field and just throw a beautiful lob, an over-the-shoulder catch was pretty incredible. I was surprised how many Rams fans actually were in Nashville for that game. But, all in all, good 2-0. Good 2-0 start. We'll see what your Bucks do tonight.
Eagles get the big win over Kansas City in a game a lot of people were looking forward to and talking about. They're one of the unbeaten teams, and Kansas City is one of the 0-2 teams. Y'all's take away from that huge showdown that everyone's talking about.
My take, you want a random takeaway from it? They're really about to start policing this tush push. Everybody's tired of it. And now there's video of the guards basically leaving early before the snap. And it's so compressed and everybody's so bunched in there together, it's hard to tell.
Nothing you can do about it.
Well, you can. When they tell Philadelphia, we are watching like Eagles now.
And I'm glad this has become a big point coming off the Chiefs game because Rams have to go to Philadelphia this week and play those Eagles. But yeah, I agree. And people are bitching about it right now. And it got past, though. So what?
No. This is not about the safety of the play. This is about the guards leaving early. And there's video of it right down the line. You can see it clear as day. Both guards fire off before the ball is snapped.
To your point is, if you throw a flag, then it's not a tush-push situation again.
That's right.
It's third or fourth and 5.
And so many people are tired of this in the NFL. I'm sure the NFL is going to go to Philadelphia and say, we're going to police the heck out of this. Like, we see what you're doing.
This is the week they need to do it.
We know you guys are leaving early. And we're going to police the heck out of this. And they're quickly going to turn a 3rd or 4th and 1 into 3rd or 4th and 6.
But even without it, Philadelphia's a really good team.
They are a very
Kansas City's got issues. Kansas City does not have weapons. They've still got Pat Mahomes, which is great. But that offensive line's kind of a mess. And with Rasheed Rice out, you just don't have really a deep threat.
Well, I'm sure they'll start talking about trading for Tyreek Hill.
2 more games tonight, Tampa Bay and Houston, and the Chargers and Raiders, both on ABC starting at 6 o'clock Central Time. Your other takeaways from the NFL? Don't want to get away from that too quickly here after week 2. Give me another big take.
I thought Russ was done cooking.
Yeah, boy, he had a career day.
Look, the overtime throw was absolutely awful. At least take the tie there. I don't know what he was doing. The 64-yard field goal, like it was nothing.
That Brandon Aubrey guy is something else,
man. It's unbelievable
to
take it to overtime. But I don't know what you do now if you're Brian Daboll. You're 0-2, and Russ played really well outside of that mistake.
Yeah, he threw for 400-something yards. You think Jackson Dart's going to do that?
Career high, no.
No.
And Malik Neighbors has established himself as one of the best receivers in football. Cowboys find a way to win that game. But, takeaway there is what do the Giants do moving forward? Like, got to continue to play Russ if he's going to play like that.
You can't go to Jackson Dart. I mean, offense wasn't your problem. But you made overtime.
Let me ask you guys this. If Green Bay was that dominant against Detroit, And then Detroit went out and did what they did to Chicago.
Yeah.
How good is this Green Bay team?
Yeah, I mean, Detroit just embarrassed Chicago. 52-14, was that the final?
52-21.
52-21. I mean, that's – you don't see that in the NFL. And then Minnesota looked awful last night against Atlanta. I mean, Green Bay should walk away with that division.
Yeah. Let me know if there's anything in the chat room there with the NFL. One more take from you. Got anything else? Your Dolphins? Anything else you want to get out?
Nobody cares about the Dolphins. I'll give credit to the Colts.
Yeah.
Because they've made history.
They're 2-0.
Well, they are 2-0, but they've made history because I said don't overestimate what the Colts did. Now, they're 2-0 because of a very controversial penalty, but they are 2-0. The Colts became the first team in the Super Bowl era, according to Adam Schefter this morning, to go through their first 2 games without a punt.
Yeah, how about that?
That's pretty impressive with
That is
Daniel
very
Jones.
impressive, yeah. With Daniel Jones playing, that is not Peyton Manning Colts doing that. That's Daniel Jones.
Yeah, a lot of times
doing
you don't see East or West Coast teams come to the East Coast, play in that noon window, and get wins. Seahawks were able to do it along with the Rams yesterday, and the Seahawks did it with a dominant defensive performance. And Aaron Rodgers is another guy that I really worried about the weapons. I just don't know if he's got weapons. It looked great against the Jets, but then you see what happened with the Jets yesterday and the Bills.
Yeah, Jets came back to earth a little bit, playing maybe the best team in the AFC.
I'll tell you what's difficult is watching a full game on your phone in a car. Because that's what I did with the Colts and Broncos yesterday.
It is tough to do. Yeah. I would agree. I've tried it. And you'll hit those areas where it's pauses and you're like, oh crap, if I lost it, and then it comes back and it stops, you never know what to do.
LancesLock.com for the games tonight. Anywhere you want to play them. Brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Yeah. Hey, look, not to jinx this, we have started the NFL season 9-0. We have yet to lose in the NFL. We've got more plays coming up. Available tonight, daily pack. You can buy the weekly package, the football package. It is all brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling. Any of these issues arise, Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there on standby waiting to serve you. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
So Lance mentioned that NFL tonight. You can play those games right there at mybookie.ag. Dunaway's Bucks on the road at Houston. They are a 2.5-point underdog. Texas 2.5-point home favorite in that one. The Chargers on the road. They are a favorite in Las Vegas. They are favored by 3.5 in that one. Look ahead to college football this weekend. You can already play those games right there at mybookie.ag. The UAB Blazers on the road at Tennessee. They're a 38-point dog, but the bigger game, Auburn on the road at Oklahoma. Auburn is 6.5-point dog at Oklahoma is where you can play it right now at mybookie.ag. Play all those games there. With code next round, when you sign on at mybookie.ag, you get that bet back bonus. The bet back bonus of up to $500 gives you a little breathing room right there. You want to get started the right way? Well, you make your first play. If you lose up to $500, they'll put it right back into your account at mybookie.ag. That is the $500 bet back bonus when you use code next round. When you sign up right there at mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Mybookie.ag, code next round. Mybookie.ag, code next round.
Any good NFL takes in our chat room from our listeners?
So here we go. Daniel's big takeaway at the moment for me, the early struggles from the new regimes. Jags, Minnesota Bears, it's going to take time. Boy, you saw Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen have a little...
And it was ridiculous. I don't know if you saw the play.
I did.
I mean, look, he did throw it a little high and didn't throw it to the body and double coverage there, but it's not like it was picked. It's in game. I just thought it was a lot for Liam Cohen to go after a veteran like Trevor Lawrence. I know the jury's still out on Trevor Lawrence. I don't know how good the guy's going to ultimately be. He's getting paid elite money. But, boy, for a rookie head coach to undress him like that.
Yeah, that was
very interesting.
Yeah. David says, did you hear Chris Jones smack talk Jalen Hurts on the knee downs? He did, and Hurts had a great comeback. We can't repeat it here on the show, but he had a great comeback. Daniel says Mahomes is the leading rusher for Kansas City. That's one issue. That is definitely an issue.
Yeah, look, again, lack of weapons. I go to Pittsburgh. Is Jalen Warren going to be able to carry them on the ground? I doubt it.
Yeah.
Both those offenses, big question marks.
That's the chat room over there, NFL Conversation. If you missed our college football show that started things off today, Monday Morning Live with Tom Lugaville, that's available on all of our platforms there. Later today at 12:10, more NFL and college conversations with Brock Hubert and Lance. That's on Unlocked at around 12:10 today. Jeremy Bernard is with us at 10 Central to start hour 2 of the live show here. No Joel Klatt today. He'll be with us hopefully tomorrow. Scheduling conflicts with him, so he will not be with us today. Show being brought to you by our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living as we get into college football in just a second. Way to Wellness will help you jumpstart your weight loss, maybe help you control some diabetes, cholesterol numbers, blood pressure numbers, all with Leslie and her board-certified team. PlanForMe.com, injection therapy, meal replacement, protein bars to help you cut down on bad snacking. That's what I use. A variety of other ways, and every plan is designed specifically for you. No cookie-cutter plan. That's why the website's PlanForMe.com. PlanForMe.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and that first consultation's free. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. And our friends right there at Odie's, LT.
Odie's Tavern, great place to grab a lunch on this Monday. You can watch both Monday night football games there as well. Live music every Friday and Saturday, and, of course, Wednesday night. Odie's Team Trivia, the original location in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Great food from Rodney Davis at both. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Again, 2 locations, lunch, dinner, live music, trivia, everything right there. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
All right, as we get into college football, here is Kalen DeBoer on a passing attack that saw Ty Simpson at one point hit 13 straight again. His timing was perfect, 24 of 29, 382, 4 touchdowns. And then Ryan Williams was back with 5 catches, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Bama coach dressed in black with another W.
Yeah, I think he's just hungry to get back out there and do what he does, and so missed last week and, wanted to be better than what he was in week 1. And so he's, went back to work and, it was good to see him and Ty connect. Not some easy throws that I think get a guy going, both Ryan and Ty. But then also some of those deep sideline throws, those aren't the easiest. And so they worked extremely hard on them. We were very intentional on making sure the timing of those routes were good all week long in practice, and they went out and executed. So it was good to see him, do his thing, because he's obviously crazy explosive, especially once he has the ball in his hands.
Ryan Williams and Ty Simpson connecting up there. We've had some conversations about Ryan Williams. What did you think of his performance against Wisconsin?
Hey, look, it was great. He did have the drop. I mean, it would have put Ty Simpson right at 400 yards and 5 touchdowns and would have put Ryan Williams at about 180 and 3 touchdowns. But outside of that, he was fantastic. Look, the body control, the athleticism, these are things you can't coach. He does have to figure out how to hold on to the ball.
Yeah,
but
that's
all
concerning.
in all, he was great. And because we took this shot at Kansas City and Pittsburgh, you don't want Ty Simpson to be your leading rusher. Look, you dominated that game. And I know once Jam Miller comes back, that's going to help. But they've got to figure out this rotation in the backfield. I mean, are you guys concerned with that at all?
I am. Well, to start the game, Ty Simpson couldn't get a clean pocket. I mean, they were getting pressure on him left and right.
He's got great footwork, great awareness for a guy that's only started 3 games.
But he was constantly on the move. It seemed like that got fixed. I am at least waiting to see what they look like with Jam Miller back, but they don't run the ball very effectively, and I do think that becomes a concern at some point. But in terms of Ryan Williams, a drop against Wisconsin or La Monroe, though he didn't play against La Monroe, it's not going to get you beat. One drop against Georgia could be the difference in the game. That could be a win or lose difference.
Missouri, Tennessee.
Or Missouri. A lot of teams on that schedule, but Georgia's the one that is next. And one drop there could be critical. That is super concerning. He is obviously a dynamic player, an exciting player. You saw it on the little flea flicker screen deal. He can turn a 10-yard gain into a 70-yard touchdown. He can do that as good as anybody in the country. But he's got to work on his hands. I don't know. I think 11 drops. I mean, that sounds right. In his career. That is a lot of drops.
I mean, you know how good Bernard is, and I think Ryan Williams is that good. Ty Simpson is just getting better and better and better. And then defensively, the concern was, can they get to the quarterback? 4 sacks on Saturday. I thought the defensive pressure was there. Bray Hubbard, people were talking about the efforts.
Hair on fire.
I know we were kind of in a text chain that our buddy Greg started, but man, Bray Hubbard, he looked the part of an All-American, and he looked like a guy that you appreciate the fact he was called out. He took it on head on, and he said he's going to play like this moving forward. And he was incredible on Saturday.
Through one game, he backed up what he said. Yeah. I mean, that's all you can ask.
For the fans that are at the game, or if you're watching, if you see high 22s or whatever, a different view, some of Ryan Williams' routes, and Luganville with a great breakdown of this on Monday Morning Live, takes defenders way out of the over-crossing pattern that Bernard just eats everybody's lunch on. So Ryan Williams, when he's not making catches so many times, is freeing up space for underneath receivers. Ty Simpson's playing good football, but here comes Georgia in 2 weeks. If I can get cut number one, Tyler, here's Kalen DeBoer. Anything you want to say about Alabama post Nick Saban is the team has struggled handling success. And so Florida State now is up to number 7 in the country. Doesn't look like a bad loss anymore. You've waxed Louisiana Monroe like you're supposed to wax them. You've beaten a Big Ten team that hasn't finished nationally ranked since 2019. You beat them the way you're supposed to beat them. Now you got a bye week, and you go play Georgia in Athens to crank up SEC play. Here's Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, don't let off the gas. That's where we're at right now. We're just very intentional. We've been intentional, and when I say that, there's everything we do has purpose, and so moving with purpose, and just how we operate within the building. And the guys have an energy right now that's becoming contagious. They see and are reaping the rewards of it. They see what we're capable of. They know we're still so far from being where we need to be. But we've taken a couple steps here the last 2 weeks.
I want to see where LT Overton is. Injury, left the game. They're still searching on the offensive line. They were moving Roberts around to the right side, the left side, and Vandermark to the left side and the right side. Keenan and Jam should be back for the game at Georgia. I love what you're seeing from Rousseau and Pierre and Simmons on the defensive side. But we still don't know anything about this team, and we'll know more when they go play Georgia.
It's kind of what we said about Georgia and Tennessee, and what did we see at track meet? I think it's interesting, week one, there were so many games that went under the total, and then it looks like everybody's found their offense. And moving forward, I think Alabama's one of these teams you might have to outscore people.
Well,
like, as good as the defense was, down the stretch last year, this offense now has come together. And again, it's La Monroe, it's Wisconsin, but they have scored on 17 of their last 20 possessions, 15 touchdowns in those 20
and
possessions.
You've got a quarterback that's not letting the ball hit the ground. He is a very confident passer, and that's what you're going to have to beat a team like Georgia and Athens. Because you saw it early with Aguilar. We'll talk about that game later, but you saw it early with him, his confidence. And if you're a confident passer, obviously there's some passing yards to be had against Georgia's defense. I think what we said came true. Like, Alabama can do whatever they want against La Monroe and Wisconsin, and it really could not have been better. Like, I don't know how you could have painted a better script against La Monroe and Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, the Wisconsin, the 41-yard bomb, it was a great throw and great catch. 95-yard kick return. Those are massive plays that if you just scrape one of those out, it was a complete domination.
It was. You can say whatever you want about those two games. Alabama fans are where we thought they were going to be. Very excited about what they've seen. Encouraged that it is much better than it was in Tallahassee, but they're not going to believe any of it until they see it in Athens. And I just think that's where the Alabama fan base is right now.
The biggest game in the country, maybe in Norman, Oklahoma, coming up this weekend. It's one of them for sure. Auburn and Oklahoma, 2:30 on ABC. For the third time in 4 years, Hugh Freeze's team is 3-0. So now this Auburn team goes on the road to play Oklahoma, who's a darling in college football right now with Heisman favorite John Napier. And you go there with some new weapons. You've got Jackson Arnold wearing orange and blue now, and you've got Jeremiah Cobb running for over 100 yards again. Here's Hugh Freeze after the win over South Alabama.
It's big, and, I think my prediction back in summer and spring meetings and everything that he would have a breakout year, I think, is becoming true, and it's 2 consecutive 100-yard games in a row. And I thought they were tough runs today, too, a lot of them. And number one, he took care of the ball very, very well. I thought it was I never saw it really loose on him, and that's something we've worked on with him a lot. Give Coach Nix and Coach Spurlock a lot of credit for that. And, it's good to see him have that success, and it's much needed.
19 carries, 119 for him, and no fumbles. But here's a really amazing stat through 3 games. They've got 10 rushing touchdowns, does Auburn. They had 13 all of last season.
That's hard to believe.
That is hard to believe, yeah. Well, I mean, that was the criticism, right? They didn't get Jarquez Hunter the ball enough. I mean, wasn't that a constant criticism?
Yes.
Yeah, look, I think Cobb's going to be really good. I said this last week. I wasn't overly impressed. I know they did what they needed to do. They couldn't put pressure on Davenport. I thought Jackson Arnold was solid. But, when South Alabama comes in off such a mentally taxing game against Tulane where they lose by 2. South Alabama's -2 in turnovers, and you only win this game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, as you go back and watch the game, I was in Tuscaloosa when most of this was going on. But when it became 21-3 with 9:48 to go in the second quarter, I rewatched that, it was like Auburn. You could see they were like, okay, another W. Let's start thinking about Oklahoma. You could just see the body language change inside the stadium. Just my opinion.
No, I would agree with you 100% on that. I do think they checked out a little bit. I just don't know why they're not throwing the ball more.
24 attempts and a 2-touchdown win.
Let me back up. I don't know why they're not throwing the ball better.
It's fair.
Okay.
13 of 24, 142 and a touchdown.
Now, we said this about Gunnar Stockton coming into the game in Neyland. So, you wonder. There's going to be so much pressure on Jackson Arnold going back to Norman.
There's no doubt with all the emotion and all that around it. So let me start my thought over.
Okay.
This is not necessarily meant as a criticism because the answer could be a good, reasonable answer. I don't know why they're not throwing the ball better. Okay, if I word it that way, does that sound a little different? Like, I don't mean it as a criticism because I know what you guys are saying. Like, well, they didn't have to against Baylor. They didn't.
That's right.
They could have done anything they wanted against Ball State. They did. They didn't necessarily have to Saturday either.
That's right. Why would you show it?
Why did Alabama?
Yeah.
Alabama didn't have to throw the ball to beat Wisconsin or La Monroe for dang sure.
They do get a week off.
Here is. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, to put this in perspective, they are in the SEC only in front of Kentucky in passing offense. And this was always my concern about Auburn in the offseason. Until I see it out of Jackson Arnold, I'm not going to believe that just plucking him out of Norman and dropping him behind a better offensive line with better receivers is going to magically fix everything. And so far it has not, but it has to come to fruition over these next 4 games, or Auburn has got some serious issues.
Hugh Freeze and Jackson Arnold get asked about the noise that comes with the quarterback returning to Norman next week. Afternoon game there in a big packed house. Last challenge for Oklahoma before they get Texas. They're fired up, don't want to get caught looking ahead. They'll be ready for Jackson coming to town.
You've been finding consistency with this team. Now 3-0. You're going into Oklahoma. You're going back home. How are you going to find that consistency, and how are you going to shut out the noise that's on the outside?
The noise won't bother me at all. You can ask, Jackson can respond to that. I'm not on much anymore. I don't even know what happens very much. So there won't be any noise that bothers me. What would bother me is what I see on tape that we got to go get prepared for to play a road game in this league, which is always difficult against a really good football team. And that's my total focus, and finding a plan that gives him a chance and our offense and our defense a chance to have success in that environment against that team. So that's easy for me. Probably harder for Jackson. Obviously, there's a lot of emotions and stuff, but he's mature, and he knows what it takes to win football games, and him being emotional about whatever happened in the past is not going to help us, and he knows that, and he'll handle it well, I think.
Yeah, I'm not on social media either, so there's no noise for me. Just worried about going to practice every day and being the best version of myself, and off the field and watching tape, watching OU, just locking in and doing my job throughout the week. It's nothing more than that. It's a job for us to go in every day and attack it, make every day my best day.
A lot of build-up coming up for that one. That's our coverage of Alabama and Auburn in our opening segment, brought to you by our friend Alexander Shannara.
Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, the place to go when you're in need of a trial attorney. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. The place to start is Shannara.com. Shannara.com. We are talking about a guy that is Birmingham born and bred. He has built this practice right here in Birmingham, and he has grown it to an amazing practice. 24 years, 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. They've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Shannara.com. Shannara.com.
We did get 2 firings yesterday in college football. Virginia Tech fires Brent Pry, and UCLA fires Deshaun Foster. If I had a ticket on who the first coach was that got fired, I don't know how they settled that. Because there were reports floating out at different times. I don't know how that can actually happen in Vegas. They decide who was fired first and all that.
Yeah, for the record, I thought it was going to be Pry because, yesterday morning early on the road going up north heading to Nashville, and I forgot what show I was listening to, but they asked, who do you think the first coach will be fired and when's it going to happen? And I was like, it's got to be Pry and it's got to be today. UCLA just doesn't take football seriously. So
I think that's abundantly clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, there probably needed to be something that happens there, but there is no commitment to football.
Yeah.
But, the Pride thing was like one of the most predictable things out there.
No doubt. that game 28-0 at one point, Old Dominion.
Oh, yeah.
Old Dominion is who they're talking about that beat Virginia Tech.
That's what Saturday morning I was doing a little pregame show, and somebody said, should Virginia Tech be laying 7 to anyone?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, they really shouldn't.
Really, they shouldn't.
45-26, Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech back on Friday night. New Mexico, who's got 73 new players.
And a new coach.
And Jason Eck, who came from Idaho.
Yeah.
73 new players. So that means their whole roster that travels on the road to Pasadena are practically new players. And they beat UCLA 35-10. And here's the interesting thing about the firing 3 games into the season. There's a rule, right? If a head coach is fired mid-season, then all the players have a 30-day transfer window. Neither team has played 4 games, meaning that each player is eligible to use their red shirt if they still have one and hit the portal again, which I think includes Nico Iamaleava.
It does.
Yeah. Well, does anybody want him? That's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen a player make.
Yeah. Especially when you see, how good his replacement has been. But anyway, now it should be noted those guys cannot play right away. They would have to sit out anywhere they go. This is not like free agency where they could come to another school and play immediately. They can only transfer and then sit out and play next year. But if they have not used a red shirt, they don't have to burn a year of eligibility.
I've got this question. If guys do tap out and they decide to take that red shirt, if they've got an NIL deal, like say with us, what happens?
That's a great question. I don't know. It's
a little complicated.
It is. It is quite complicated. I would
there are people that are waiting on maybe Florida to make a move at some point.
Right.
There is reasons why maybe you want to wait until the 4th or 5th or 6th game of the season.
You would
or
think.
7th or 8th nowadays with the portal and all that and red shirts and opting out and things that could just impact you fielding a roster the rest of the year.
Well, the reason I bring up NIL is I think a lot of these guys would be like, hey, I'd rather stay and make my money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who I'm playing
That's
for.
right. At least
I'm
getting
playing
paid.
and I'm getting paid.
I would – the whole UCLA thing, Virginia Tech's one thing, but UCLA, Chip Kelly left that job for a coordinator position.
Yep.
And they replaced him with one of their own and fired him 15 games in. How difficult is it going to be to get anybody worthwhile?
Right. Well, they couldn't find anybody. That's why they hired Deshaun Foster.
You already couldn't find somebody, so you hire a guy that was a star for you, and you give him 15 games. Now, I'm not saying he should have been fired. It's a terrible product. But 15 games is not a whole lot in college football.
There's a talk of maybe them getting 35-year-old Yanton Lynn back from USC, who's their defensive coordinator, who they passed over, by the way. They could have given him the job the first time around. Dave Aranda's name is being mentioned. He's a SoCal guy from Southern California.
Well, if you're Aranda, you got to look at this. Do I try to beat the posse?
Yeah. That's the type of guy you're going to end up hiring there. You're going to get a retread, a Frank Reich type situation up at Stanford.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they came back to Neuheisel again and tried. I don't think he'd take the job.
He's got a better gig with CBS.
How is Neuheisel?
65.
Yeah. Tony White is being mentioned. He's the DC down at Florida State. Kalani Sitake at BYU, where it's a very different situation for Sitake right now.
Don't leave.
Boy, you have yet to name a job that is an upgrade.
Spencer Danielson of Boise State. Tommy Reese, who was a finalist at North Carolina.
Now that's that. If I'm Reese, I might do it. He's a coordinator in the NFL.
Yeah, what you need to do, like Deshaun Foster had a really good year last year at 5-7, based on expectations and everything.
Yeah.
And that's one of those. If you can go in there, get you a 5-7, 6-6, quickly get out. That's what you want.
Brian Hardline, who's the quarterback's coach at Ohio State. Just some of the names that are being mentioned by Bruce Feldman at the Athletic. Virginia Tech, with what's going on at South Carolina with their loss over the weekend to Vandy. They say that their search will obviously start with Shane Beamer to make him say no, and then after that, they will go after the usual suspects that we'll see in a lot of openings. Will Stein, the great play caller at Oregon, Alex Golish. I don't know if I'm Stein, I wouldn't take that one. If I'm Golish, I don't think I would take that one.
Not Virginia Tech.
And
you've had one coach that's ever won there. One. That's you have to stop and evaluate things like that when when you're a coach. So they've got a legendary coach. He's the only guy that's ever won anything there.
I heard Jimbo Fisher mention yesterday, and I'm like, why would he, unless his, and maybe I'm wrong, he's a 77 guaranteed, and it doesn't get.
There's no offset.
So he gets it either way.
He gets it either way.
But still, Virginia Tech, is that what you want to launch back into?
Yeah. If you're Virginia Tech, would you want him?
That's the firings that happened over the weekend. Show 1036 continues on. We'll talk about the other big games, that some classics in college football, including that wonderful Georgia-Tennessee game, and your comments in the chat room before we get to Jeremy Bernard. All the show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at A+, Brownie.
A+ is the organization that redid the master bath in the Brown house. And when it came time to redo the master bath, we'd planned on it for a while, but when we finally pulled the trigger, my wife Jennifer scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. That person was Brad Bell. Brad came out, took a look at our bathroom. We gave him our vision. He goes, all right, that's how I'm going to do it. So he did it to our vision, not his, not something he tried to sell us on, our vision. That's what our bathroom is now. Now, Brad specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closet remodels. That's his specialty. Not to say it's all he does, but it is his specialty. And why that's important is because when you go to sell your home, you can make some of your money back on those rooms. You can see more at AlabamaBathRemodels.com or call Brad, 205-422-1758. AlabamaBathRemodels.com or 205-422-1758.
I know you guys don't mind playing in 95-degree heat, but like it's about to get to be really, really golf weather. In the fall, during the week, going out there with friends, clients. How about make it the Inverness Country Club? They've got memberships that fit everyone, from the social, the racket club, of course, the golf memberships. Maybe you relocated or retired. Inverness is a great place to network. Childcare is also a big plus. Ask about that as well. The best days happen in Inverness. Take a tour of this unbelievable club. Call Erin. Tell her the next round sent you. 205-991-8608 or online, iccalabama.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
It's time for our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles.
It can be bow time for you. Don't forget these high school tailgates, college football tailgates, college football watch parties on Saturday. Let Bojangles cater those parties. They have got those great hand-breaded chicken tenders, and they've got the great sauces to go with them. So you can pick those up at any time. Make it lunch, make it tailgate, make it watch party at Bojangles. And then don't forget, tomorrow morning, you can have that great pork chop griller. It is back at Bojangles. You have missed it. It has missed you. Don't worry. You will love it just like you always did. When you go to your local Bojangles, grab that pork chop griller or any of those hand-breaded chicken tenders. It is bow time.
Best television of the weekend was Cole Kubelik, that Saturday night crew on the SEC network, with Cole getting up beside Theo Vaughn and saying, hey, I heard that if that you got a bet that if Vandy wins this game, Diego Pavia is going to set you up with his mom. And Theo said, that's true. That's true. I've always wanted to date a nurse. Vandy wins the game. Theo tweets this out. Heart around Mrs. Diego Pavia. Where should I take her? Question mark, question mark. Tender moment there. That Vandy team, I know South Carolina lost Lenora Sellers, but that team was well coached and they dominated the game. Here's Clark Lee after the SEC road win by the Commodores.
I don't really care, honestly. I think it's this game, this win is about our team. It's about, the belief we have, and we're gonna celebrate it here and go home. Hopefully get some rest and need to turn the page tomorrow. This is the beautiful thing about football is you can't hold it too tight, we did enough this week to separate on the field tonight. We're going to need to turn the page because we got Georgia State next week, and they're gonna present some real challenges to us. They did a year ago. So as far as messages go, this is more about our team, our confidence, what we believe in, and we know in our league you got to show up every week. You got to play physical. You got to play together. And we're good enough to win all our games, but we have to play a certain way. Tonight we were able to do that, and so we were able to come out on top.
When do we get past this win sends a message, which is what that question was. I did a poor job of setting it up. I don't care about sending a message, just winning games. They've won at Virginia Tech. Maybe that doesn't look big now, but now he's won at South Carolina.
Man, the last 6 quarters, going back to Blacksburg, game was tied at halftime. They have outscored both Virginia Tech on the road in Lane Stadium and South Carolina in Columbia 65-7. They have completely dominated Brown. And, a couple of questions I've got. Well, first of all, they're going to be 5-0 when they head to Tuscaloosa. They will be 5-0 when they head to Tuscaloosa in October.
They're going to be there if Bama can beat Georgia.
I mean, possibly.
Maybe.
But if you're Clark Lee, and we kind of shit on this product in the offseason because you brought up, I don't know if they're going to win an SEC game, and I kind of agreed. And I think, Dunaway, you might have agreed.
100%.
But
you agreed with me on that? So all three of us are in agreement that they were going to go 0-.
It was one of ours where I thought I said it first. You said it first.
I don't know.
I was 100%. This team's going to take a step back.
Both of y'all were wrong, and then I jumped on board, and we're all wrong.
Diego Pavia, they got the book on him. There's no way he can do it again.
And they're better. They are better this year, at least through 3 games, but they will be 5-0. But my question to you guys real quick, Brown, before you make your point.
What do I have written right there?
They're a better team. They are a better team.
Yeah.
What does Clark Lee do, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's an SEC job. It's a great town. It's a lot of money. But, realistically, you can never win anything.
Yeah, but you got to tell me what's open. I wouldn't leave that for Virginia Tech or UCLA. Not in a million years. But
it's his school. I mean,
I know.
You're going to ask the same question about Brent Key, too, at Georgia Tech, who got a big win. We'll talk about it later on.
Yeah, but I think those with the money now, those can be destination jobs. They really can be.
Listen, I don't know what he'll do eventually. All I know is this. In my lifetime, if Virginia Tech and South Carolina are no good, they're no good. It really doesn't matter how good they are based on what I'm about to say, okay? I am 49 years old. I have never in my lifetime seen a Vanderbilt team that could go on the road to Virginia Tech and South Carolina in back-to-back weeks and outscore them 75-27.
Yeah.
Not ever in my lifetime. And I don't care if Virginia Tech, who just fired their coach, and South Carolina, who just lost their quarterback for a little bit, I don't care if they end up sucking. That really is irrelevant to what I'm saying. In my lifetime, in back-to-back games at Virginia Tech and South Carolina, I don't think a Vanderbilt team's ever existed that could win 75-27 combined.
You brought up Beamer and the Virginia Tech job, and I don't think he would take that job. I mean, the shadow of his father, or the shadow that he would be in of his father, way too big. But little luster lost. I know you lost your starting quarterback, but to still lose by 24 at home to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at one point, Luke Doty was going to be the quarterback of the future for South Carolina. When he was recruited, everybody was excited about that at South Carolina. Sellers did get knocked out of the game by the Langston-Patterson targeting where helmets collided. Nick Harbor left the game, their big playmaker. But South Carolina's got some issues. This is from GamecockOnline.com. Shane Beamer afterwards. If you turn it over 4 times in this league, Shane Beamer says to yourself, you're not going to win.
Congratulations to Vanderbilt. They came in here and obviously played really, really well. We did not. Starts with me. Not good enough. You lose a turnover battle like we did tonight. When you turn the ball over 4 times in this league, you're going to get your butts kicked, and that's what happened tonight. And just not enough winning football. I told the team before the game, Vanderbilt, that's a team you got to go beat. They're not going to give you anything, and we didn't do that tonight. Way too much self-inflicted stuff.
I think people thought we were making jokes about this. I never did. And he's an incredibly nice guy, and I know he was very nice to you and your family, Jim. And I always liked him personally, and I'd like to see the best for him. Mike Shula cannot call offense. It's just pure and simple. I mean, I think we've got enough of a track record on this, both in the NFL and college football, and I know he lost his quarterback. I get that, but he lost him at halftime. That was right before the half, right? I think there was
the second quarter.
Yeah, it was right before the half.
Yeah, they hadn't done anything offensively.
Yeah, we've seen 3 games. We've seen them slop around in Atlanta against Virginia Tech, and a special teams play was the difference in the game, a la Beamer Ball. We've seen them slop around against South Carolina State where they got outgained and they won the game. And then we saw a half of football with Sellers in there where they slopped around against Vandy and got run out of their own stadium. Mike Shula is not a good offensive coordinator. I mean, that's just, it is, there is plenty of evidence to say that. And Shane Beamer ignored that evidence and hired him, and I think you're getting what you're going to get with that Shula offense. That is going to be, and especially if you're without Sellers for any extended period of time.
I mean, you got to go to Columbia, Missouri this weekend. Now, after that, they get a little break with Kentucky at home, but outside of that, it is getting real for South Carolina.
South Carolina, Kentucky played Saturday night, and they both played their same games. The game Kentucky played against Ole Miss and the game South Carolina played against Vandy, Kentucky would have won the game.
So I understand what you're saying about Mike Shula, the year that we raved about his offense in Tuscaloosa. That was just, when they beat Florida and they won 10 games.
Well, I tell you, he caught a terrible break. Prothro got hurt. His offense was different with Prothro.
Yeah.
Prothro got hurt.
Yeah, and he had
one
good year in Carolina with Cam Newton.
And that offense was terrible. Yeah, so if you can get a generational player like Cam Newton or Tyrone Prothro, maybe. Yeah. I thought he had one in Lenore Sellers.
Yeah, so is Steve Sarkisian a bad offensive coordinator because their offense is struggling right now?
I know what you're doing.
He's got an overrated quarterback.
Is LSU's offensive coordinator a bad offensive coordinator because their offense is struggling right now?
He might be. I don't know his track record. You tell me with Steve Sarkisian's track record. Do you think he's a bad offensive coordinator or not, Steve Sarkisian?
No.
His track record.
I'm
his
getting
track
my
record
point.
says he's a good one.
I'm getting to my point is, we're very quickly, no problem to say that maybe Arch Manning isn't the guy we think he is.
Correct.
Cade Klubnik is exactly the guy I thought he was going into the season.
That is correct. I was wrong about him.
And I thought Lenore Sellers was overrated coming into this year and caught a lot of heat when we put out our, off-season 5 best quarterback rankings in the SEC. South Carolina fans jumped on me with both feet. Is there a chance obviously he wasn't in the game this time, that he's just not as good as we were making him out to be.
Well, look, he's not there yet. My whole thing was the ceiling is so high for Sellers, and what we saw, the way he played in the second half of last year, I thought he was making plays by himself against Virginia Tech, and obviously that's a bad product. I don't know. I just don't think he's got a lot of support around him, and this season with the head injury and the way they played in the second half, I think it will derail their entire season.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the only issue.
But back to your point, I agree. I think Mike Shula is not a good offensive coach.
The track record shows he's not a good offensive coach or play caller, but
good quarterback coach.
Yeah, maybe
works well one-on-one with quarterback.
I'm sure he does. But they Sellers are not.
I mean, it's just I was just saying it's amazing to me that this guy is always got a job. It
really is. I agree with you. It's amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, that's football. I mean, the fraternity that is football coaches. I mean, they continue to retread a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean. I'll just ask you, if Kalen DeBoer had said, I tell you what, we've searched the country. Ryan Grubb was great with me, but we're going to hire Mike Shula. You, deep down inside, you would have loved it for Mike, but you would not have been excited about that.
I truthfully always think it's Kalen DeBoer's offense. He's one of those guys that he's got Ryan Grubb calling the plays. I just think it's Kalen DeBoer's offense.
It probably is. Yeah. And Shane Beamer is not a guy that's got the offensive history. Obviously, he was a special teams coach at Oklahoma when he got hired. But I mean, with Sellers in there, their offense hasn't been great. And maybe it is Sellers, Jim. Maybe you're right. Maybe Shula, the track record says what it says, but he's just got an overrated quarterback.
Different last year with a different offense coordinator there.
Yeah.
Before we get to our viewing menu, Breakline bringing you part of the show today, and we'll get to more actual college football in our show here as we move throughout the morning. But Breakline is part of our show.
I had my Breaklines on yesterday the Titans game, and I ran into Mike Jones, the greatest tackle in Super Bowl history, Super Bowl 34, where he pulls Kevin Dyson back. And so I got to interview him with the Breaklines on yesterday.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Did you tell him code TNR 30 and he saved 30% at Breakline Optics?
He was just like, hey, dude, where'd you get those shades?
Yeah, BreaklineOptics.com. Code TNR 30 helps you save 30% on your order right now, so we're helping you save. Mike Jones, I mean, he's a big guy. If he sat on these, he wouldn't break them. You can't break these lenses. We tried it, man. We took these lenses out of some glasses. We took them in the back parking lot back here. We got that old rubber mallet and just hammered them into the asphalt. We never broke a single lens out there doing that. We did it for about half an hour. These things are built to last. They are made by people that love to be outdoors, so they are made to survive the elements you run into when you are outdoors. BreaklineOptics.com is the website. BreaklineOptics.com. Code TNR30 saves you 30% on your order at Breakline Optics. These are Birmingham guys operating a nationwide company, so this is local. You're supporting local. BreaklineOptics.com. BreaklineOptics.com.
Love wearing the Breakline Optics with my 2015 vision from Michelson Laser Vision. I got the procedure done in 2003. If you wear the contacts or the glasses, you're wasting money each and every year. Speaking from experience, I wore the contacts for about a decade. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100 for more information. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
We can't hear you, brother.
Oh, there you go.
Still had it set up for
Friday,
remotes,
gotcha.
so I could let you know when you guys were coming back from break. We got a new screen unseen at AMC Theaters tonight at 7 p.m. It's PG-13. 1 hour, 43 minutes, and it's most likely going to be a movie called Xeno, which kind of looks like if you mixed E.T. but had the xenomorph from Alien in it as the friend. It looks very weird. A teenage girl develops an otherworldly bond with an alien after it crash lands in the desert. As government agents close in, she must protect her new friend while uncovering a secret that could change the fate of both their worlds. It looks kind of generic, but also weird.
Will you be there tonight?
I will not.
Okay.
Max has added a movie that I really liked earlier this year called Warfare to its catalog.
I want to see it.
Alex Garland, and it's about a platoon of Navy SEALs embarking on a dangerous mission in Ramadi, Iraq, with the chaos and brotherhood of war retold through their memories of the event.
I've heard very intense.
Yes, they get trapped in Ramadi, and that's the movie.
That's the plot. They're
There's
trapping
no,
everybody.
like, greater mission or big bad they got to take out. It's just the true stories of this one unit that got stuck in Ramadi waiting on air support.
Okay.
Very good, very intense. And finally, on viewing menu, Peacock has added one of the most off-the-wall movies I've ever seen to its catalog, and that is Screamboat. This is the Steamboat Willie slasher movie.
Gosh.
It is incredibly stupid. It's a ferry ride on. They take the Staten Island ferry, and Steamboat Willie is running around, killing all the passengers on the ferry. As all the passengers are almost named after Disney characters and make very on-the-nose Disney puns.
Yeah, I came across your show. You're looking for a show, Dunaway. It's called The Girlfriend. Have you heard about this?
I have not, no.
It's on Amazon Prime. So dude brings home girlfriend. Robin Wright is the mom, very overprotective, controlling mom, and her and the girlfriend don't jive. It's 6 episodes. I've only seen one of the episodes, but it's a psychological thriller.
Okay.
And from the one episode I've seen, the girlfriend is not all that she says she is.
No.
And the mom is one of those really, really annoying, over-the-top, controlling moms.
I really enjoyed The Residence on Netflix. It's a quirky little comedy, dark comedy. You would love, and maybe LT too, Foundation on Sci-Fi, Apple TV. I'm going to start it tomorrow.
Is that new?
It's new on Apple TV called Foundation. It's a series.
I didn't watch the Emmys, but I saw that Severance racked up
Oh,
a
it
lot
did.
of
Yeah,
awards.
cleaned up that in The Pit. I think The Pit did well too. Yeah.
It did. And God, it was one of the Charlie Sheen's documentary. I watched both episodes of that. I thought
it was. I watched it Thursday night. Yeah, I thought it was entertaining too.
Yeah. I don't feel sorry for him. It was all self-inflicted.
Well, you tell somebody that's bitter is John Cryer. My gosh.
But
I would imagine that was his only paycheck, right?
I mean, my gosh, he's better.
But I would say that the people that took him on tour for those 100 shows around the country, those people should be.
That's like the people that pushed around Muhammad Ali a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just trying to get a cash grab. Really, really sad the condition he was in.
Yep. So that's it's pretty cool. Go check that out, the Charlie Sheen documentary. That's what Tyler and everyone's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. The show also being brought to you by our friends at JohnsonRVCenter.com. Tell us about Johnson RV.
I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find Johnston RV Center. And right now, you are in, got some great news for you through the month of September. End Zone RV Clearance. The End Zone RV Clearance, where Cherokee travel trailers are starting at just $139 a month with no money down. Prices are marked down on almost 100 2025 models to make room for the 2026s. So that means a great selection of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers that can get you camping when the temperatures drop this fall. And you can get a great deal. Interest rates are coming down as well. The banks they work with, they're offering great financing terms. And don't forget RV warranty forever. Make sure you got a lifetime warranty on anything new or qualifying pre-owned. JohnstonRVCenter.com.
Let me ask you this. Texas quarterback, Jeremy Bernard, by the way, top of the hour. Texas quarterbacks. If I just start reading Texas State, the state of Texas college starting quarterbacks, tell me whether you take Arch for the rest of the season, not just what you've seen.
Yeah, okay.
Arch Manning for the rest of the season over any of these guys. I'll go Marcel Reed. You want Arch or Marcel Reed?
I'll take Marcel Reed.
I would take Marcel right now for sure.
One I saw at the end of the game.
Sawyer Robertson.
Oh, 100%.
Not even close.
Josh Hoover.
Yes.
Baron Morton.
Yes.
Yeah, Texas Tech, for those that don't know, and he's
big game coming up.
Lighting it up. Yep.
11 o'clock against Utah.
Kevin Jennings, SMU.
Gets more interesting, but just based on the experience, I think I would take Jennings right now.
I've seen him be better than Arch, but it's coin flip.
Connor Wegman, Houston.
Probably
know
no.
about that.
They continue to win, though.
Yeah, they do.
And then there's Arch Manning. Texas quarterbacks right now, Arch is struggling. What do you make of that? I mean, is there a chance he's really hurt in that whole I don't film you when you're pooping comment from
Brown
Sark
likes
last
to
week?
scoff at me sometimes.
What am I scoffing at?
One of the biggest scoffs I got last week when I told Klatt that half the SEC quarterbacks are better.
No, that wasn't Brown. That was Klatt.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But one of the biggest scoffs
Yeah.
I've ever gotten, and now Klatt doesn't show up for class.
I know. He doesn't want to face you.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It may be Thursday before he's
I'm
on.
not surprised at all. I mean, I didn't think he would be this bad. But when you watch, and it's hard to watch their games because they're not playing anybody, but some of the throws he misses, I mean, now once you get into more competition, more Ohio State-like, these windows are going to tighten up.
Yeah, he had, if you didn't watch them beat UTEP 27-10, he had 10 straight incomplete passes to where the crowd started booing him in Austin. No rhythm at all. People are questioning whether or not he's healthy. Is Ryan Wingo still on the team?
It's a legitimate question. Ryan Wingo's got 9 grabs through 3 games.
Yeah.
And Ryan Wingo,
against nobody,
I think most people believe was going to be one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in the SEC this year.
He's got Arch Manning has a 55% completion rating.
It's hard to do in today's college football, especially with the Sarkisian offense.
And that's with 6.7 yards per attempt. If the year was ending right now last year, 6.7 yards per attempt would have been 98th in the country on short passing.
So it's early, and he could still turn this around. But right now, through 3 games, in all of my years of watching college football, this is the most overrated player in college football.
I think I'd have to agree. With Lance. I mean, the build-up for Arch Manning versus what Arch Manning has delivered is probably about as overrated as I've ever seen.
Do you think any Alabama fans would take Arch over Ty right now?
Well, no, they haven't been watching if they would.
Sam Houston this week, 7 o'clock ESPN Plus, and then eventually the Red River.
I mean, if I'm an Auburn fan, I'd keep Jackson Arnold.
Oh yeah,
over the Arch Manning.
I think I would take Arch over DJ Lagway. I never thought Florida would not cover that game.
Yeah.
I never thought they would not cover it. I really did.
More on that and everything else in college football coming up with Germie Bernard, who's due up at the top of the hour here. Anything we messed up on, brought to you by our friends at Gray's Tree Service, whether it's the Arch Manning expectations or anything else. Deadwood on the show is always our mess ups. Deadwood in your yard, an eyesore. Let Gray's come and take down dead trees or clean up dead wood from your yard. They'll take care of it all.
They are experts in high-risk tree removals, the pruning, soil health treatment to strengthen your trees and plants. You care for your lawn, care for your trees as well. If they need to be extracted, our friends at Gray's, they are the ones to do it. Experts in the high-risk tree removals. They've been doing it for 25-plus years right here in Birmingham. Call 205-255-1239. You can scan the QR code or just visit graystree.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shinara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are billed at any other provider.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store. Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
No games this week for AP number 1 Ohio State, number 2 Penn State, number 5 Georgia, number 10 Texas A&M, number 12 Iowa State, and number 14 Alabama as we start to lead up to that big Alabama-Georgia showdown, prime time a week from this Saturday.
All right, Alabama's Germie Bernard, the wide receiver, joins us each week at this time, courtesy of our friends at Innisfree Irish Pub and Form Energy. Welcome in, Germ. How are you today, my man?
I'm good. Got some good rest, some good sleep. So I'm up and I'm ready to get after the day.
All right. I like a well-rested, well-slept Germie Bernard. And you get a bye week. I mean, a chance. I know it's just been 3 games, but anytime you can heal your body up over a week off has got to be welcomed for the grind you guys go through.
No, 100%. I'm gonna spend a lot of this time, just to mentally rest from, all the stuff that we go through. Take some time to rest my body, do some recovery work, just kind of get myself back to getting 100%, even though I'm not going to ever be 100% during the season.
I know it's a long season, and it wasn't SEC competition, but Louisiana Monroe, Wisconsin, your quarterback was lights out. Is this what you saw all of fall camp? We heard your coaches say, look, this guy didn't turn the football over, and the ball rarely hits the ground. I mean, he's been spot on the last 2 weeks.
This is I've seen Ty like this since even last year. Like Ty, he's a guy that is gonna put the ball in the right spot for his guys to make a play. He's gonna make the right decisions. He's gonna stand in the pockets. He's gonna make the throw even when he's getting hit. He's gonna escape the pocket when he needs to. Like I honestly think Ty he has an overall game, like his game has just really, really improved, each game. And I feel like it's showing. So I'm just really, really excited about his play and how he's going to continue to go during the season. And once we get in the SEC, the cream going to rise to the top. So he's ready for it.
A couple of touchdowns for you on Saturday, and just like when I watch you on TV, I was seeing you in person, and your touchdown celebration with your arms wide open on your knees there. 2 parts. Walk me through that. And secondly, does the great Kent Gidley or anybody from Alabama, do you have a good photo yet of you and the touchdown celebration that you have that you can frame and have it sitting at the house?
I do got some pictures. I that I have downloaded. I do need to get those printed out to frame for sure. But yeah, I mean, when I score and I do that, I'm letting everybody know that, I'm saying that God gets all the glory for this. Like he's giving me strength to, come out here, play this game of football. He's giving me the strength to, go out here and catch these touchdowns and whatnot. So I'm just giving him glory, like, in those moments. And I just want everybody else to see, that God is working through me.
Germie Bernard, always brought to you by our friends at the Innisfree Irish Pub. After we broadcasted from Galette's on Friday, had an opportunity to go see our man Nick Sneed up at Tuscaloosa's Game Day Sports Bar. You can get lunch or dinner right there at the one on the Strip in Tuscaloosa. Of course, there's one in Lakeview as well. Just an incredible time, live music. Again, Game Day tradition, Innisfree Irish Pub.
All right, Germ, was that your first rushing touchdown? I should have looked this stat up, but a receiver does not get a rushing touchdown very often. All right, did they count that as a pass? Was that a flip?
No, it was a rush.
It was a rush, okay. So was that your first rushing touchdown as a collegiate player?
Nah, I had a couple of rushing touchdowns at Washington.
Okay. That shows off some versatility for you. Do you like showing off that versatility a little bit? You're pretty fast at that corner.
Yeah, I think it's important to be able to be versatile, especially when you have goals of getting to the NFL. Like you want to be able to get on that roster, and you want to be able to have them utilize you in different ways. You know what I mean? Like being able to play multiple positions is only going to be better for you when you do get to that point. So it's just if I'm able to play inside, outside, run the ball, I know that I'll be able to be useful to an NFL team.
Okay, so this is Alabama, so people are going to pick apart even 24-point wins over Big Ten teams. Now Alabama fans are like, can we really run the football? Like when Jam Miller comes back, what should Alabama fans expect from Jam?
I think with our run game, man, if I'm being completely honest, I just think we just need to fix the little details. It just be minor details when we watch the film. Guys just missing the block by a little bit, and coach talk about winning late in the play. Not letting your guy get away from your block at the end of the play, and that's what we have to get better at. Is if we play through the whole whistle and if we finish through the whole play, those runs are gonna be able to open up. I think. Even Kevin Riley right now, he's doing a really good job at running the ball. And so, just when Jam does get back and, coach is pushing them to pushing all of us to be better with our blocking, I think it's just going to be a better run game for us. It's just run game is tough when you have, a lot of guys and blocks and, having the O-line, having to deal with different stunts and having to block different fronts and stuff like that. So it's really, really challenging, but, we got the right group of guys to do it. And I know that they're working really hard to get it done. So it's going to get done. And when the run game needs to pop, it's going to pop at the right time.
I know you guys try not to pay attention to the outside noise, and you've got nothing but rave reviews since you got here from Washington. But Ryan Williams, there had been some chatter outside the program about Ryan Williams. You're his running mate there at the wide receiving core. Was it good to see him get back and get those stats and make the big plays? And if you would, just for the fans that are watching, explain how him being on the field and running his route can help you get open, or you running your route can help him get open, how that dynamic works out in the offensive football.
Well, first of all, everybody's seen what Ryan can do. So I don't understand why people sit here and doubt him after the one game that he has. Like as a receiver, it's inevitable. You're gonna drop the ball at some point. Like that's just how it is. And he doesn't want to drop the ball. Obviously, it's just a lack of focus and something that he's working on. You know what I'm saying? And it was so great for him to go out there and, just hush some people up, man, because, a lot of people were down him and stuff like that. But I know who Ryan Williams is. I know the plays he can make. Like, praise and blame are the same thing. That's how we look at stuff. So, it was good for him to continue to have a level mind and continue to work through that. And then continue to, go out there and do his thing on Saturday. So just being able to play next to him, man, is definitely a blessing. He's electrifying, something that I wish I could have done when I was 18 years old, man. Like that dude is unreal. But I'll say it definitely it opens up the pass game tremendously, having him, Zay, Lottie, Rico, having all those guys out there, because you can't just double team one of us. You know what I mean? Like you have to respect all of us because all of us can go out there and make a play on you. So I mean, we have a great group of receiver guys, and it's just like who are you gonna guard? You know what I'm saying? Pick your poison because we all can go out there and do it. So.
Form Energy also brings you our interviews each week with Alabama's Germie Bernard. A better choice for sustained energy and focus. To go the extra mile, they offer 4 highly tested flavors. Screamin' Freedom, which is the Rocket Pop inspired. Grape Smash, Blue Blitz, and Orange Fury. Form Energy, available now at energy drink retailers near you or online, PHORM. You can see more, PHORM, formenergy.com. That is formenergy.com. Ryan scored the touchdown on it, but I don't know the reverse flea flicker play that you guys ran. When that call comes in as an offensive player, how excited are you knowing you're about to run a play like that? It's a trick play. It's going to stand out more than any other play. How excited do you get to see how you pull that off?
Honestly, it's just really, really dope to see how much the hard work pays off. Like, people don't understand how much we practice that play. Like, we literally practice that play so much, and it doesn't get called. You know what I'm saying? Like, coach is only going to call it at the right time, and he felt like it was the right time, and we practiced that play a tremendous amount of times, and so it was just all about the execution part. And when we called that play, I was like, all right, Ryan, go get it, right? Go get it. It's time to go get it. So, and then, his ability just takes over the rest. And, our linemen and tight ends and receivers did a good job at blocking. So it was a really, really fun play. And just to see how the hard work pays off, man, is just really, really, really cool.
When you guys go back and watch that film together, and you mentioned the offensive line downfield, Caden Proctor's block was absolutely decapitated the guy. Do y'all get more excited about Caden's block or the fact that you go 75 yards for the touchdown?
Honestly, you got to be excited for all of it. To be honest, like Jay Lindsey had a great block to start the playoff, and then the linemen they did their thing, and they kind of picked off the little guy. They picked off the guys, and then Ryan was able to go and score a long touchdown. So like, you got to be excited for all of it, because if one guy messes up, the play goes bad. So yeah.
So bye week, no game this week, but a lot of preparation. Then game week, traveling to Georgia. The stat that'll pop up is 2-5 away from Tuscaloosa under Kalen DeBoer. Talk to me about the mindset and wanting to change that number against an SEC opponent as you get into conference play.
Yeah, so I mean, no matter who the team is, it's all about us, and we know that. We know that if we just continue to play our game, you know what I'm saying, when we step out on the field, it's going to be hard for other teams to beat us. So, I mean, we're just focusing on increasing and getting better within our process. You know what I mean? Coach Greb talked about it yesterday. Like, your process has to get better. He told us a whole story yesterday of this one guy who used to wrestle. And then it just really stuck out to me. It's like, you're right. Like, after you get a couple wins, like, you do start to get a little comfortable. But during this time, we have to get uncomfortable. We have to push ourselves even harder through this process. Georgia, they're a great football team, and we know that we're gonna have to bring our best, but that's how we play every single week, our best. And so, I mean, that's what it's gonna take. And then just like this week, just being very detailed about the things that we're doing, getting our rest, make sure we're hydrating, make sure we're getting our bodies recovered. And so when we do get into next week, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to practice, we're practicing hard. We're practicing emptying out the tank. That's what Coach Greg like to say. So, we're mentally preparing right now. We're not trying to get too anxious, too hyped up, but all of the guys are ready.
All right, he's Alabama's Germie Bernard. When we talk to him next, it will be Georgia week after a bye this weekend. Do you plan on watching a lot of football Saturday? Is that what you do on a bye week?
Oh, for sure. I'm going to be sitting on my couch, man, just analyzing, watching football, enjoying my time off, kicking my feet up.
That's what we do every Saturday. So you're one of us. You'll be one of us this Saturday. That's awesome. Only thing we have in common with Germie Bernard basically is that. Jeremy, thank you very much for the time, man. Have a nice bye, and we'll see you Monday.
Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great week.
All right, buddy. You too. Take care. Germie Bernard with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. A couple of great sponsors bring you Jeremy's appearance each week. First, Form Energy, the better choice for sustained energy and focus to go the extra mile. It is derived from green tea extract, a natural source of caffeine, and crafted with zero sugar and natural flavors. Form Energy, high-quality ingredients designed to provide the hydration and mental focus needed to reach even the most ambitious goals. You can see more at formenergy.com. That's PHORM, formenergy.com, and also Innisfree Irish Pub.
Yeah, 2 locations, Lakeview here in Birmingham and the Innisfree Irish Pub, 5,000 square feet of Irish food, drink, music, whole lot of atmosphere just north of the Strip, downtown Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa's game day sports bar, an Alabama tradition. It is the Innisfree Irish Pub.
And let's do our 4 downs right now. And today, 4 downs will be brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Tell us about Bojangles, Brown.
Yeah, it can be bow time for you, whether it is a college football watch party at your house, someone's house, whether it is a tailgate at a high school or college game. Let Bojangles cater that for you and make it bow time. Bojangles has those great chicken tenders, which pair great with those great dipping sauces. They've got 7 of those to offer you. And you can enjoy a college or high school football weekend or both with a great party from Bojangles. And don't forget, tomorrow morning on your way to school or work, that pork chop griller is back. You've missed it. It has missed you. The pork chop griller right there for a limited time at Bojangles. So go take advantage of that and make it bow time.
First down.
Which 3-0 has more staying power, Arizona or Vanderbilt? By the way, Arizona 3-0 for the first time since 2014.
Arizona Wildcats or Cardinals?
Wildcats.
Wildcats, okay.
Boy, I got to tell you, man, that Kansas State team, well, they were a mess. That's who lost Arizona.
Yeah, the Big 12 is so wacky.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kansas State's going to be this year's Oklahoma State.
Yeah, maybe so. I think probably because of conference here, I'm going to go Dunaway. I'm going to doubt Vandy again. Because of conference, I'll give Arizona the staying power. I just think it's going to get too tough in the conference road for Vandy to have that kind of staying power. That said, if Vandy's 7-5, I mean, I guess that's staying power in Vandy terms.
Yeah, I would agree with you for the same reasons. Just because of the league they play in, I think Arizona has the better staying power. Though if they met in the Las Vegas Bowl, I would take Vandy all day long.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, Fafita's been there forever. Brent Brennan had the shortest odds to get fired of any Power 4 coach coming into the season. And look, this guy was well respected at San Jose State. And I think it was Brock Hewitt who told us that before Jed Fish took the job, Brennan was going to get the job at Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done it. I mean, look, Arizona, the Big 12 is made for surprise teams. So if you tell me Arizona is this year's
Arizona State,
I'm like, all right, it's the Big 12. I guess anything can literally happen to the Big 12.
Second down.
2 open jobs you mentioned from yesterday. Better job, though, Virginia Tech or UCLA?
I don't think either one of them were good. I've read about Virginia Tech, Jim, or excuse me, about UCLA. Again, Chip Kelly left there for a coordinator position and then ended up back in the NFL. They fired one of their own star players after 15 games. There is zero commitment to NIL. We've talked a long time about it. It's hard to build a support staff because your campus is located in one of the most expensive zip codes in the world, so your support staff has to live an hour and a half away. You play in a stadium that's forever from your campus, your facility. I mean, there is just so much not to like about that UCLA job. And now you're in the Big Ten having to go cross-country and play a more difficult schedule. I think Virginia Tech's the better of the 2 jobs.
You left me no other thing to say about it. I agree with Virginia Tech there. I do believe that you probably can find more passionate people to donate money for the NIL with the Virginia Tech job than you could UCLA, even though they have more money available to them with boosters, I'm sure, just from Hollywood types and such. Virginia Tech, because they care more about football.
I agree. I mean, I think this UCLA, there is no commitment at all. I understand it's a Big Ten. It's still kind of a brand, but I would take the Virginia Tech job over UCLA.
To your point, both of them had awful losses. Virginia Tech's awful loss was at least in front of a mostly full stadium. UCLA's awful loss, don't know if you guys wasted any time on that game on the Big Ten Network.
70,000 empty seats.
At least.
Yeah.
I mean, it was embarrassing. The team played like the fans, and that's just a mess right now there.
Third down.
This might be the oldest celeb we've ever had on this. Marco Polo would have been 779 today.
The guy that invented the swimming game?
Yeah, I was going to ask you,
all right.
what is a game that you played as a kid that you absolutely didn't like? I felt like sometimes we were forced because there wasn't a lot to do in the pool.
Yeah.
We were playing Marco Polo, and I didn't think it was a fun game, but we played it.
Sharks and minnows, a far superior game.
I agree.
To Marco Polo.
When it was time to play games in the pool, I hated it because I couldn't swim.
Oh.
I couldn't play Marco Polo, really couldn't play sharks or minnows.
Yeah.
So that was
those
when
games would be hard if you can't swim.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's just really
Exactly. But Marco Polo, you can do a little bit fish out of water.
Yeah.
You can do a little bit in the shallow end.
You could survive.
If Dunaway was ever the shark and Sharks and Minnows,
the game lasts forever.
Yep. And eventually you are. So that's why I hated all of those games. So is it just pool games we're
No,
talking
I'm just
about?
talking about any games you played as a kid. Like, I thought, hide and seek as a young kid was always fun.
I love Capture the Flag.
Capture the Flag was a lot of fun.
Which is a fun, sort of a tag, hide and seek type thing.
So the Sharks and Minnows game, it got pretty intense at Indian Oaks Country Club back in the day. And there was a huge run up on the side of the pool where you could get a running start and jump. And by the time you hit the water, you could almost touch the side. That's how far you could jump across the pool, that running start. And to try to time it out, because I don't know if you guys played the rule where if the shark touches the side and you're still on the side, you're all out. You played that rule, right? So it was fun sometimes to watch the race for the shark to get to the side and you to run and then leap over him. I loved Sharks and Minnows. We used to play that hours on end.
In your
at the
gated
pool.
community, did you all have surveillance for photo finish?
Oh, absolutely.
Like if it came down to it, you go back and check the...
Yes, the lifeguard played the judge. The lifeguard was the judge in the chair.
4th down.
I wish y'all could see the neighborhood I grew up in.
Tommy Lee Jones, 79 years old today. Tom Hardy, 48 years old. Ultimately better career, Tommy Lee Jones or Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy was in.
Oh, he's been in The Revenant, was in Mobland, recent show, was in Inception.
Is he ever the lead?
The Drop.
No, not really. He was kind of the lead. What's that? No, he really wasn't.
Peaky Blinders. I mean, he's done a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he's
Venom. He was in The Dark Knight Rises. And
he was Bane.
He was Bane.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was Bane?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, Tommy Lee Jones, 4 Academy Award nominations. He's won a Golden Globe. He's won an Academy Award.
For The Fugitive, right?
Yeah, but really started to get his better work later. I think Tom Hardy got the earlier
I think I'd go Tommy Lee Jones here.
I think I'm going to go Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
For me, it's Tommy Lee Jones because more things that I've seen or liked or noticed him in.
Yeah, I
played football at Harvard.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah. I was about to say Tom Hardy didn't play.
Al Gore's roommate.
Yeah, I did know all those things. Yeah, I'll go Tommy Lee Jones.
And that's our 4 downs today. Show being brought to you by a variety of folks, including our friends at Central State Bank. Wonderful local banking community there.
They are big enough to serve you and all of your needs, but they're still small enough to know you at Central State Bank. And for 100 years, here's what they've built their bank on, staying true to what matters to them. They've built it on personal service, local decisions, lasting relationships. Large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, and driven by relationships. That's how you describe Central State Bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, remember Brock Heward, Lance Taylor Unlocked today at 12:10, just under 2 hours away from that show starting. More on the NFL and college football with those two great minds this afternoon at 12:10. The new AP poll came out yesterday. And we've still got an 0-2 team ranked. More on that in just a second. A quick look at the AP poll. Ohio State holds on to number 1. Number 2 is Penn State. LSU holding on to 3. Some people doubt that. Miami 4, Georgia is 5. Then Oregon 6. There's Florida State at 7. All they've done is beat Alabama and beat East Texas A&M. And then Texas is 8. Illinois is 9. Road underdog this week, Illinois at 9. Texas A&M is 10. Oklahoma is 11. Iowa State is 12, though they didn't look good this week. Ole Miss is 13th. They won with a backup quarterback. There's Alabama back to 14. Tennessee 15, more in their game in a second. 16 and 17 play each other, Texas Tech and Utah this week. Georgia Tech is in the poll at 18. Indiana 19. Vandy's in the poll at 20. Michigan 21. There's Auburn at 22 before they go on the road to play number 11 Oklahoma. Missouri's 23. USC's in the ranking at 25. And Notre Dame is 0-2 at 24. Before you react to any of that, here's the stat, man. Notre Dame joins 1988 Michigan, 1984 Auburn, 58 SMU, 49 Missouri, and 48 Purdue to be 0-2 teams and still ranked in the AP top 25.
I asked you guys at Galette's on Friday if they drop, because you were asking what's going to be a big story out of the SEC, and I said if A&M pulls off this road upset, for a lot of different reasons, but does Notre Dame stay ranked in the top 25? Because it is really weird to see an O before a 2 in the AP and the coaches poll. I think they deserve to be there, though.
Yeah, I know it's 0-2, but listen, hear me out. They've gone on the road and lost a tight finish to the Miami number 5? To the number 5 team, and then come back at home.
Yeah, they moved up to actually 4 in the AP.
Come back at home and got beat at the Horn on a somewhat controversial play. There was it was as clear a hold as there was. It didn't get called, but still lost at the Horn to a team that is number 11 right now.
Yeah, 10. Yeah,
so
4-10 for Miami.
4-10. So
one on the road, one at home.
You've lost a tight game on the road to a top 5 team, a tight game at home to a top 10 team. If you step back and look at it, yes, they are 0-2, but can you guarantee me that there aren't 24 teams better than them? And I'm not going to say that.
So my hot take last week at this time was Ty Simpson better quarterback than Arch Manning. Here's my hot take right now, and I want to clad on for this. I think this is the most balanced we have ever seen college football. And I think we've seen it over the last couple of years. But this year coming into the season, I thought there were I think I went 8, maybe 9 teams that could win the national championship. I think we might have 15 to 18 teams. And it just feels like we don't have anybody that has separated themselves. And my point is, once you get to that 12-team playoff, is it possible that outside of the Group 5, any of those 11 teams could win this thing?
Yeah, it looks like it on the surface right now when you watch college football every Saturday. We haven't really seen Penn State get tested, so I don't know how good they are. They've played a pretty blah schedule to this point.
If Penn State right now went to College Station and played A&M, who would you guys like?
Tremendous football game. Again, I haven't seen Penn State tested. Based on Saturday night, I'd take A&M. But
they did give up.
I know. I was about to say.
Should be 41 if not for a Tyler Buckner dropped PAT.
Right. How does that guy still have eligibility? That's what I could not believe when Buckner came out to hold against Miami. I'm like, how does that guy still have eligibility?
If Florida State's going to Tiger Stadium to take on LSU and not Florida, who do you like in that game?
Say that again.
I would still like LSU, but I wouldn't have been shocked if Florida State wins it.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're right.
It's once we get to college basketball, we'll have every other year you've got a really dominant team. But a lot of years, going into an NCAA tournament, you got 7, 8, 10 teams that can win the whole thing. And that's what it feels like through 3 weeks.
Yep. Hey, by the way, happy birthday to our buddy Stephen Pearl yesterday, future head coach of the Auburn Basketball Tigers. His birthday yesterday, Vishla Ona, as LT always points out. And we'll be basketball season soon enough. I saw with my favorite basketball podcast, Field of 68, part of the On3 family now. They picked up that one right there. So a lot to get to still on the show, including our stock report, part of the spotlight coming up. And we'll finally get into that Georgia-Tennessee Classic, what Georgia Tech did to Clemson. So much more from the weekend that we haven't gotten to yet. The show brought to you by our friends at CPAP Plus. LT, help people with their sleep. It starts with our friends at Sleep Home Alabama.
Yeah, great website from the O'Neill brothers, Woody, Joe. 5 locations of CPAP Plus throughout the state. Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy. Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP. Look, you don't know if you've got sleep apnea. A lot of people don't want to get tested because they don't want to do the sleep study. You don't want to sleep away from your bed. You don't want to deal with insurance. Guess what? No lab, no insurance, just easy to wear fingertip devices, clinically validated that connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. $199 home sleep test. To get the information, go online, sleephomealabama.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Guys, man, early detection literally saves your life. Saves your life when it comes to your prostate and your prostate health. Whether you're just turning 30 or whether you're turning 60, it's still the same amount of awareness that helps you save a life if you get early detection with our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. 16 locations, great urologists on standby. Find one near you. They've been doing this for over 70 years of the best urological care. UrologyCentersAlabama.com or make an appointment, 205-930-0920, UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shinara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama. No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Never miss anything from The Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of The Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making The Next Round a big part of your day.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Stock report coming up in just a second, coming off of our Week 3 reaction. You can get the college, sorry, you guys don't have one. You can get the Week 4 college football. I have a new printer coming from Amazon today. My printer I've had since well before the pandemic. Probably after we started this show, but very close to when we started this show.
Right.
So almost 15 years, a little Epson printer. that I think we paid $69 for, brand new.
That's a heck of an investment.
Yeah, and it made it until printing the TV schedule last night. And I got one good copy out, but I was not able to get one for anybody else on the staff. So I apologize to Forrester, and I never give one to Tyler. I don't think Brooks wants one. You guys don't have yours.
I use them. Yeah.
So I'll try to print one when the new printer comes in before we get to the football weekend. And good games coming up.
Boy, good weekend Saturday. That was a fun day Saturday.
That was great.
So it's we'll get to that spotlight, and we'll do a stock report in just a second. But we do have a lot of good football coming up this weekend, too. Our friends at Hemp Hill are bringing you our show today. And I always mention this because we've had people that had to use it recently. 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Tell us about Hemp Hill.
Yeah, our buddy Tyler reached out to me last week, was on the playground with his kid, and he's like, wife called. The temperature in the house over 80 degrees. What do I do? And I was like, hey, very simple. Call Andrew and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. He did it. They came right out, took care of the problem. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the guys from the next round sent you. For more information, you can always go online, hemphillservices.com.
Before we get to the spotlight, Georgia Tech gets the win over Clemson. Nothing fluky about it. They led 13-0. Clemson fought back to tie it up 21-21. And then Haynes King with 3:26 left. 2 third-down runs. He had 25 runs in the game. 20 of 28 passing. So 211 through the air, 104 through the ground. And again, Georgia Tech, with no timeouts, perfectly executes the fire drill field goal attempt, which you just never see anymore. 55 yards, Aiden Burr, and Georgia Tech beats Clemson 24-21. Just a well-coached football team.
Yeah, look, we could kind of tell that Brent Key in the offseason, when he was undressing and riding the ass of his team after a bad practice, that he felt like he's got something special there. And look, you got to be able to beat a team that has beaten you 9 consecutive years in Clemson to get over that ACC hump. And now I look at Miami, Florida State, and Georgia Tech. Which one of these teams is going to separate themselves if they ever do? But just an absolutely great win. Back to your point, to have a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds be able to run that fire drill in that situation with zero margin of error and to be able to execute it and hit that kick. Just an incredible scene.
Clemson started that Georgia Tech drive with 3 timeouts, and the only reason they lost one is because they had a guy go down after the ball was spotted, so they, by the new rule, lost a timeout. Are you a little surprised Dabo just let it go? And now I'm not talking about when they're going to do the fire drill. Once you've gotten to that point.
Oh, no, I thought they would call timeout.
Even in the fire drill?
No, before.
Yeah. I just can't believe he let Brent Key just run that much time off the clock like that. And
because I thought if you called the timeout, there's a better chance he misses. I understand the chaos.
So again, I'm asking between third down or between the play.
So you would have called
timeout.
Oh, no.
Yep, I would have called the timeout.
I think at that point you've cast your die.
Yeah, because then if you miss, then you've got an opportunity to walk it up.
That's true. That was a long field goal.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just
that's why I would have.
Lance has got a good point. You're going to get the ball out around where that ball snapped from about the 40.
But you think the timeout and them getting organized and you think the fact that you've got to think about it more than running on, everybody getting set?
No. I'm saying what Lance is saying is if they make, I at least get another 2 plays.
I mean, a 55-yard field goal for a college kicker is a bomb.
Yeah, but now do it without having to sit up and get done.
But I'm saying, but you still have time to run maybe 2 plays to set up a field goal for you.
If they make, at least the game's not over. And if they miss, more importantly, now I've got pretty good field position. I can get a kickoff for the win.
Yeah.
So I see what I agreed that Dabo didn't. I'm just saying throughout that whole drive, he never slowed it down.
Yeah.
Like they're just burning clock. I mean, they were so deliberate and burning clock. And I'm like.
And it was still a 55-yard field goal with no timeouts, and they had to run it on there.
Yeah.
By the way, all it takes is one quick jump from somebody on the offensive line. Game's over because it's a running clock.
That's right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a 10-second runoff because they have no timeouts.
Yeah.
So the game's over. All it takes is one offensive lineman to twitch or to move or not get set for them to snap it, and it's over with. The game's over.
I am amazed sometimes at the creativity.
It's overtime, yeah.
The 2-point play is so big, and you've got to have so many script in college football, but their 2-point play,
Oh, how good a play was that?
Was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Here's Brent Key on the big win for Georgia Tech, a Ramblin' Wreck.
These boys play hard. Played out the way we wanted it to play out. We wanted it to be a one-score game at the end. It worst, and we were able to. It was tied up. I'm not sure exactly the time on the clock when we got the ball back on that last drive. I want to say it was around 5 minutes or something. 4 minutes. I don't even have 3. What somewhere in there. Yeah. Early in that drive, I think after the first play, came over to the sideline and Haynes said, "Put the ball in my hand. We're going to win this thing." And we did. Our kids believe. I believe in them. They believe in each other. 3 years of work to get to a very I'm so happy right now. The beauty of this game is that means next week's even bigger.
Yeah, it really does.
That's pretty awesome.
And keep in mind, that's his school. That's where he played, and he has a long history with a lot of other good coaches at bigger programs. That guy cares about that school, and they are now, as Luganville said on Monday Morning Live, they are now contribute. They're even taking out of the university funds to contribute to football. They want it to be the front porch of Georgia Tech, to let Georgia Tech be exposed to the rest of the world through athletics and through football. I don't know if he ever leaves. I think he's a lifer
I
there.
don't know. He's making 2.8 right now. I would assume the way this season's going, he gets a bump to probably $4 million. You mentioned the fact it's his alma mater. That can be one of those exciting places that we've always talked about them being a potential hidden gem. And look, we all like Jeff Collins, but that was a mess.
Yeah, it was.
He took over a mess.
No doubt.
I will give some credit to Jeff Collins putting that coaching staff together, which Brent was part of, and changing the roster a little bit. Brent has taken it to the next level. I don't know if you get to Brent Key at Georgia Tech as the head coach if it wasn't for Jeff
Well, maybe
Collins.
not, but I'm just saying, talent-wise, they weren't competitive.
I don't think there's a need to criticize Jeff Collins to lift up Brent Key. Brent's doing enough on that. You know what I'm saying? That it's easy.
Well, I mean, this is what we do for a living.
No, I'm just saying that just because Jeff got fired and didn't get it done.
Well, I'm just talking about how the degree of difficulty for the job. Not only is it a difficult job to begin with,
but to take over the interim situation when they weren't winning and turning into a winning program.
Yeah.
Brent has taken it to an unbelievably good
and
job.
I think they've got a legitimate shot at making a college football playoff this year.
As long as Haynes is healthy.
Yeah.
It's a different team without him. But here's the scene. I don't know if you guys know the Atlanta Forster and I were arguing because they kept saying on the ESPN halftime shows and everything, they took the goalpost and threw it in the river. And I was like,
that's a long way to go.
There's not a river that runs through the Georgia Tech campus. And then, I've done there is a river that goes through Atlanta, I guess. Not the Chattahoochee, is it?
No, Chattahoochee's too far outside.
Yeah, it is.
But then when you finally see the video, Forster, do we have his mic? Forster, is this a river they're throwing it into?
Well, it is kind of a body of water, but it's the University President swimming pool.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's not a river.
That's a swimming pool.
They kept saying they were throwing in a river, and I kept saying they put cement blocks on the banks of their river?
There's no river in Atlanta.
I mean, what do you think the president's wife is thinking?
Yeah.
She's probably laid out by the pool.
Yeah, probably don't even know there's a football game at Georgia Tech,
She's
right?
At Georgia Tech. There's not a stadium.
Nice pool.
That is a good-looking pool.
Yeah. But maybe there is a river over there, and they eventually do it in the river, too. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, I think it would take a really, really special situation for Brent Key to take off from this job.
By the way, schedule sets up really, really good for them. I mean, when you look at what they've got, they've got Temple next. Great time to play Temple, by the way. That'll be a letdown game, but they'll still beat Temple. At Wake, we've seen Wake. Virginia Tech, who's just fired their coach. At Duke, who's been a disappointment. Syracuse, who hasn't looked great. At NC State. At BC, Pitt, and then Georgia. They got a legitimate chance to play for an ACC championship.
Oh, they don't have an ACC team they shouldn't beat the rest of the way.
They don't play another ranked team until they get to Georgia.
Yep.
That'll be the next ranked team probably they face.
So you didn't name Florida State or Miami.
Don't play them.
Yep.
They just played Saturday, the most difficult team they'll play all year in the ACC.
Look, again, at NC State could be tricky. At Duke could be tricky.
But they got a game in hand
on
now.
his schedule, loser of Florida State, Miami.
Winner versus Georgia Tech.
Yeah. That's what it looks
this
like.
schedule,
Winner versus Georgia Tech.
That's crazy.
Now, the interesting thing, if Georgia Tech is 11-1 and loses that game and their only loss is to Georgia, could they still get in with a loss in the ACC championship game? SMU,
maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did last year.
Yeah, SMU.
As their only loss is to Georgia if Georgia's good, and then they lose the ACC. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do our spotlight today, brought to you by our friend Alexander Shinara.
The College Football Spotlight.
Stock up, stock down. College football stock report.
Tyler, we literally do this every day, and I messed it up. That's obviously 100% on me. You can find our guy Alexander Shinara at Shinara.com. Shinara.com, that is the place to go when you're in need of a trial attorney. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. One thing Alex wanted to do, Alexander Shinara is a Birmingham guy, right? Birmingham, born and bred, has lived here his whole life. He wanted to create a firm that takes care of anything his community faced. And again, this is his community. Well, he's done that. They not only take care of the personal injury claims you're aware of, but firing storm damage, bad device claims, all of that right there at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. See more, Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
Tyler from Spartanburg, stock up.
He's going to call in again.
Clemson loses. Now, truthfully, they could have won both the games they played against LSU and against Georgia Tech. They had moments there. But if not, I had this stat here, if not for a 50-yard touchdown versus Pitt with 90 seconds to go last year and a 57-yard field goal to beat SMU, Clemson would be on a 7 of 8 record and loses 7 losses in 8 games against Power 4 teams if they had not had those two pretty last-second wins over Pitt and SMU.
How did we get so baited into Clemson this year? I was all in. Forrester had them winning the national championship. I had them playing for it.
That's from David Hell pointing that out. David Hell of ESPN. They could have lost 7 of their last 8 Power 4 games if not for a 50-yard touchdown with 90 seconds to go against Pitt and a 57-yard field goal to beat SMU in the ACC championship game, or they'd be on a historic run. So on line 1, Tyler from Spartanburg. And my stock down is Pitt. 18 years ago, Rich Rod in West Virginia lost to Pitt, kept him from playing for a national championship. He just lost on the road at Ohio in the MAC, not Ohio State, at Ohio. And he comes home in a rivalry game, eat blank Pitt. They sing it in the stands. And Rich Rod right there, look at that. For in tears in the postgame, he just kept saying for West Virginia.
Yeah.
About all he could get out was, we did it for West Virginia.
Just an incredible game. And for them to hang in there and get the win, such a fun game. There were so many good games Saturday. That one could have easily flown under the radar if you weren't paying attention. But a spectacular game, great ending. And
it was my upset alert, so I had it on one of my TVs.
Yeah, good for Rich Rod.
Yeah, it was just an emotional game.
Yeah.
And they were down, I think it was it
They
10?
got down 10.
Yeah, they got down as many as 10.
With 7 to go.
Yep.
It was 7. It was in the fourth quarter. They were down 10, and big win for West Virginia. LT?
Stock up Marcel Reed. Right now he's in the top 3 in yards, touchdowns in the SEC. He's number 4.
How much faster?
Do you have the same thing?
No, I was laughing at DJ turnover. I'll let you go.
How much faster did Texas A&M look than Notre Dame?
Offense
versus defense.
The Craver, the first touchdown from Craver, shot out of a cannon. But Marcel Reed is the quarterback nobody was talking about. My stock down, DJ turnover. What a mess. And going back to that game, my upset alert was Florida. I never felt like Florida was out of the game, and he just continued. You were like, there's no way he can throw another interception. Then he throws another one. There's no way he's going to throw a 5th interception. He throws another.
Right before the half, they get the ball back.
Oh, that was awful.
It's easy to say in hindsight, but you're like, if you're Billy Napier, we have escaped a half of football here.
Yeah.
Go to the locker room. He gets greedy, and it's a terrible turnover.
If I am repeating myself from Monday Morning Live, if you watch both shows, I apologize. But I brought this up to Luganville. Nick Saban on College Game Day, the one segment where he was able to do X's and O's on the big board was Blake Baker's defensive scheme at LSU. And he says he's one of the best at disguising and tricking the quarterback in coverages. And he says, you watch it tonight, DJ Lagway will struggle with, and Saban's drawing it up, This guy right here looks like he's going to be here. He drops into coverage, and that's what happened all night long. 5 interceptions, including a pick 6, and Saban drew it up exactly the way it was going to happen earlier the day on game day.
Well, there were 2 plays. Okay, so it looked like ball went, to the house, and it was 10-0, and it gets called back. That was a massive play. But Whit Weeks getting ejected early,
away too.
That should have been a much bigger factor for LSU.
I agree. The fact that you could do that. Well, I know we'll get to more LSU later, but it's a good win for them. I want to start with my stock down. We do this every single year. Every single year, we take the stat of the AP top 10 team that finishes unranked, and every single year we're like, "There's not one this year. There's not one this year." And I got to tell you. I picked Oregon. It's probably a bad pick by me. I picked Oregon. There was not a team I felt more confident would stay in the top 25 than the Clemson Football Tigers.
We're all dead because we went gun to head. Clemson was the one team that we would have in the college football playoff.
That was the easiest bet that would stay ranked. Rarely does this team in this stat show their head as quickly as Dabo and Clemson have. And this is a declining product under Dabo Swinney. A declining product. When Alabama lost at Florida State, it started back again. I had people saying, "You think Dabo will come back? Why would you want that guy?" I mean, what has Dabo done recently that you would want him?
Won the ACC championship last year, went to the college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
What's their record in the ACC right now?
Well, you just gave the stat.
Yeah.
You just gave the stat.
I know, but they're still Clemson.
Yeah.
That one loss was to LSU from what conference?
That's from the SEC.
Okay, they're one loss in the ACC. Yep. If they happen to win the rest of their ACC games, forget what they do to South Carolina.
Yeah.
If they happen to win the rest of their ACC games, where are they?
They're in the ACC championship.
They're in the ACC championship
It's a declining product. You got to admit it's a declining product, though. It's a declining product.
Compared to where they were, yeah. I mean, they were 2-time national champions.
That's the only thing I can compare it to. Yeah,
Alabama's a declining product from where they were. Michigan's a declining product.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a declining product. I mean, I know he went to Pelham, Jim. Yeah. I know. But you can't deny that it's not what it once was.
Well, I'm just saying there are times when you make absolutes when there are still seasons to play that it comes back to bite us all in the ass. And you saying that it's a declining product and Dabo is done and this and that.
I didn't say Dabo's done. I didn't say Dabo's done.
Why would you want this guy?
That's exactly what I said.
Anne-Marie,
why would you want this guy?
Our intern from Clemson, she was with us last summer, so the summer of 24, but she was saying it then. Clemson, all the students, they don't think Dabo's ever going to win another one. He's built so much equity, he can stay there as long as he wants, and he deserves that.
Yeah, and by the way,
I brought it up on Friday. If they lose this game to Georgia Tech, do you start to question, will he ever win another one? And I would think the answer is no.
But it's not even win another one. Just the program is not where it once was. They just don't play with the same edge. I don't know what's happened. Rarely can you find anything that almost gets universal approval. But I think we found it Saturday, and I want to credit the ACC for it. During that Clemson-Georgia Tech game, the first time I've seen it, apparently they did it for the NC State-Wake game the other night. For ACC games this year, when a play is under review, you get to hear the review process.
Oh, that was awesome.
How amazing was that?
Awesome.
I had never heard it in my life.
And I
like
forgot.
we do it during the UFL?
Yeah.
It was the back of the end zone. The
bobble.
Yeah, the bobble.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just listening to that and seeing 18 camera angles, hey, let's go to 2.
But I don't watch the UFL, so correct me if I'm wrong. Does the ref come over and talk to them in the UFL, or are they just doing it in the booth and they buzz down to the ref?
No, they talk to them, and the head guys on Fox, the 2 referees, are actually making the call.
Oh, Blandino and Pereira?
Yeah, they actually make the call in the UFL, but you get to see the cameras that they're looking at and the same thing.
I thought it was awesome. He goes over, hey, look, we ruled a touchdown on the field.
I wasn't ready for it. You were in Tuscaloosa, so I don't guess you saw this. So I wasn't ready for it. But the play's going on, the ball's in the back of the end zone, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a touchdown. And then you hear, hey, stop the game. We're going to review. I was like, oh, God, ESPN's got a wire cross somewhere. Like, we're hearing the production truck. And then I realized what's going on. So the guy comes over, puts the headset on, and goes, hey, Jim, this is Ryan. Hey, Ryan, I got a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Yeah, I'm going to show you this shot of it right here, and I think you're going to see. And he looks at, just to hear the way they go back and forth was spectacular. Every conference ought to do it. Every single conference ought to do it. The transparency.
Very, very, very entertaining.
Yeah, the transparency is amazing, and you get to learn just how the process works. It was terrific.
Yeah. As a TV guy, I'd rather probably do the commercial break so we can pay the bills, but I understand.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have a logo on the screen. Don't forget.
Maybe it would get old, but I agree with Brown. Just seeing it for the first time because I don't watch XFL, I thought it was pretty incredible.
That is our spotlight today, brought to you by our friend Alexander Shannara. The show also being brought to you by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa LT.
The gift of relaxation, you can get it from our friends at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Get NC Stewart and the incredible staff. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. Again, you're going to be on the couch all weekend long. Maybe you got that guy's trip coming up to Vegas. I've got a friend doing that this week. Make sure you treat the wife or girlfriend to the gift of relaxation. She could choose from a menu of over 70 options, including the massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. Order that special person gift online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
All right, Auburn fans, you're getting ready for the big trip out to Oklahoma. Enjoy the refreshing taste of our friends at Coke Zero Sugar, because fan work is thirsty work. By the way, you'll be facing the Heisman favorite, John Napier. Still this week, the Heisman betting favorite. Very close now, number 2, Carson Beck of Miami.
Look, Miami's playing great football.
He still threw 2 picks in that game.
I mean, if I was to ask you guys, who's the best team in college football right now, I think if you asked, 10 different people, you'd have 1 or 2 Miamis.
I mean, Miami's got 2 top 25 wins. Now, Notre Dame's barely in the top 25 for one reason, because Miami beat them, but they got 2 top 25 wins. I don't think anybody else has that right now, do they? Well, South Florida does, actually. Well, no, they don't, because Florida's not in the top 25.
I wonder, truth serum, where Kirby is, and he played exceptionally well. Gunnar Stockton did on Saturday. But if you really asked him, hey, who would you rather have right now?
This looks like the best of Beck. It looks like he's playing his best football in Miami right now.
He's got some weapons around him, including Joshua Moore, who had a good game at wide receiver. Marcel Reed, it was your stock up from 25-1 to win the Heisman to 16-1 odds. Jumped up that high.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing that. I just wanted to give him a little love based on the fact that we talked about all these other quarterbacks and nobody was talking about Marcel Reed. But, I mean, if you look at your former quarterback 2 years ago in Haynes King, who's the better quarterback?
I mean, it's a good question.
Haynes King for the system.
I would say they're both in the best system. They're both in the system that fits them.
Ty Simpson went from 50-1 odds. He's now 22-1 odds to win the Heisman Trophy. That is 3 odds points better than Arch Manning, who's now 25-1 to win the Heisman.
He has zero shot.
These are ships passing in the night on those odds.
If Ty was to go into Athens, and I'm going to assume that Georgia's a 6-point favorite in this game.
Oh, you think that's where it'll come?
Yeah, I think it'll come at 6. If they're able to go into Athens and beat Georgia, and again, Kirby's got an Alabama problem, then Ty, if you want to get value, now this thing could completely fall apart. He could throw 3 picks and they lose, and then he's gone. But if you think Alabama's going to win the game, that might be a good value ticket to take.
Would have been better mid last week when it was 50-1. But still good right now. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar, because fan work is thirsty work. 1 more hour to go. We'll hear from Kirby. We'll hear from Josh Heupel. We'll hear from Brian Kelly and talk more football about Alabama and Auburn and the rest of the SEC when we continue from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios the next round.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
No Joel Klatt here today. Had to reschedule, scheduling issues. He'll be back with us hopefully later this week. So no Klatt today. This hour, though, brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champychicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the crew, they give you the best fried chicken there is out there. Brined overnight, cooked to order. And I say that with 100% certainty because I had inferior fried chicken yesterday, and I thought every bite, God, I wish I was at Champy's right now. Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and so much more. It is there for your tailgate for lunch and dinner today. Champy'sChicken.com. Georgia, Tennessee, instant classic, 44-41 in overtime. I say this 100% believing this, but even before I saw the odds, but the odds back it up. Tennessee to win the national championship going into the game 50-1. They lose the game. Tennessee's odds to win the national championship afterwards 33-1. Better odds.
If I'd been a voter, and I think I did in our power rankings with Brooks, if I'd been a voter, I would have moved them up, Jim, in the Associated Press.
Yeah, as I was saying, Tennessee to me more impressive in the loss than I had them going in. Same with Joey Aguilar, same with Gunnar Stockton in the win. Both of those quarterbacks who maybe had some doubts, they both tremendously impressed me.
Yeah, look, I mean, both quarterbacks, and boy, what kind of odds could you have gotten on two quarterbacks scoring rushing touchdowns to begin the game in both Aguilar and Gunnar Stockton? The question was, is Aguilar really this good? And look, turned it over a couple of times, but man, his deep balls And another thing, did Tennessee have weapons? Brazel and who's the other kid that was so good? Staley. Both of those guys, obviously big-time receivers. You've got Star Thompson and Deshaun Bishop now. But on the other side, Stockton coming into the game, 5.3 yards per attempt, almost 10 yards per attempt. And they go deep immediately, first play from scrimmage. Just an absolutely incredible game where I just never thought we'd see Georgia, Tennessee with 1,000 yards of offense and 85 points.
You know what that game felt like? And you saw it several times in his stint in Tuscaloosa. There was a game where when Kirby was defensive coordinator in Tuscaloosa under Nick Saban, there's an offense that would come out pistol hot and they would have no answer for it. The most obvious one, and they ended up losing this one, though, was the Johnny Manziel game in Bryant-Denny Stadium when they came out and it was like, I think.
And Jalen Milroe last year against Kirby.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's just like that's a great example. And there's these games where these offenses come out and then eventually they figure it out. They finally get to the part where they are able to match and figure out what that team is doing. And it happens like once a year to Kirby, it feels like, or maybe once every other year or something. That was just so shocking to see, though. They had no answer for Tennessee's offense on those first three possessions. Couldn't force a lost yard, couldn't slow them down, couldn't keep them. I mean, it was remarkable to watch Tennessee go right down the field.
Almost like Georgia was shell-shocked by competition. And I guess you go from Marshall, Austin Peay, and then you step it up in Neyland against Tennessee in that speed. It took them a little bit of time to get a little acclimated to that. I think Gunnar Stockton's going to be just fine.
Yeah, the short version of what Brown was saying here, the defense at times looked lost and misplayed some balls, especially the corners, Robinson and Jones out there. Here's Kirby Smart, Tyler, after the game, the Georgia head coach.
For Tennessee and the atmosphere that was created here today, it was a great college football game. I'm really proud of our guys. We talked about coming in here to conquer this place, which is not easy to do. And when you do something like that, you have to make your own way. You have to absorb blows. And I don't think I had any idea how many blows we would have to absorb. But we did. And we got a resilient group. I think that's a really good football team we just played. I don't think we played our best football, especially defensively. Give them a lot of credit, though. They made plays down the field. I got a lot of respect for their quarterback. But just some guys to mention. Bo comes in off the bench and plays right tackle. Unbelievable. Gunnar took some shots today and stood in there and made some big-time throws. I thought the offensive staff did an incredible job. That's a really good defense we just played, guys. Just all in all, great game. But, I feel almost like you have to apologize because I don't think that we should have won that game. I thought they outplayed us in a lot of ways. But that's the way it goes. I mean, I've had one against them about 9 or 10 years ago that certainly went that way. So it comes and goes.
Talking about the Hail Mary, the last time Tennessee won, Georgia's won 9 straight. And Aguilar, to work it down the field there and get that field goal attempt to win it, very much like Hendon Hooker did to beat Alabama in 2022, it was setting up they were ready to rush the field again.
Yeah, and give the kid, and Herb Street said this on the broadcast, a lot of credit to be able to come back in and knock it down in overtime. But, man, if he hits that, the narrative on this game is so different. Because I kind of agree with Kirby. I mean, I thought Tennessee, and maybe it was just the shell shock of that first quarter, I thought that they seemed like just a little bit the better team. I think ultimately the better team is going to be Georgia, the team that won the game. But for a little bit in that game, I thought Tennessee was the better team.
Kickers are an interesting breed. And we were just talking about whether or not you would have called a timeout if you had been Dabo Swinney. Do you think the false start threw the kicker off a little bit? I think it did.
Yeah.
In watching the game. Like, the kicker is over there. He knows, okay, they're going to run another play, then I'm going to run on, and then I'm going to kick. And they false start, and then it's all of a sudden, no, you're in right now, and it's 5 yards further back. I think the false start threw him off a little bit.
I mean, it would have been a 38 instead of 43. It's a big difference.
There's a difference there, obviously, but just the difference in the rhythm. Like, you've got this rhythm. The offense is back out there. They're going to run one more play. Oh, no, boom, false start, let's go. And it's just, I just wonder if maybe he got sped up a little bit in his mind.
Did you guys see that pod of Tennessee fans that thought the kick went through?
Oh, yeah.
It is tough, though. We had really good seats yesterday.
Well, Aguilar did.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's tough when you're on your couch at home, when it goes through or not.
Right. Yeah.
But, sitting in the crowd, it is tough to see sometimes. You just don't really get a good point of view.
There is some exceptional quarterback play going on in the SEC right now, and Joey Aguilar is second. He is so much better than I thought he would be.
I don't want to take anything away from Aguilar, but Josh Heupel can just
he can flat coach. There's
he
no
can
doubt.
scheme it up.
But he can coach, but he wasn't getting this out of Nico.
No, you're right.
And Aguilar,
they just didn't trust Nico. I mean, they trust Aguilar to let it go.
Yeah, I mean, this kid is playing, and there is some amazing football being played from quarterbacks in the SEC right now. And that guy is number 2 in the conference in passing.
When was the last time somebody went 371 and 4 touchdowns on Georgia?
Yeah, it doesn't happen every day.
Yeah. Cut 9, Tyler. Calling it up before I even called for it. That's how good Tyler is. Here's Josh Heupel on how bad this one hurts.
I love the fight, the strain, the willingness to, just keep battling and playing the next play, and played physical, played hard. End of the day, coaches and players got to be a little bit better to win that football game. And tonight, man, it's going to hurt. And we need to drink all that in and taste all of it, because if we're going to move forward and be the team that we're capable of, this feeling tonight's got to be a part of what continues to propel us, and the urgency and the focus and everything that we do. And I told them after the game, I love the competition part of it, competitive composure, continuing to compete. We just got to be a little bit better together, coaches and players.
Yeah. Forrester, I know this is on the fly. Can you pull up Alabama's schedule? This is what I was thinking about as I was watching these two play each other.
As he does this, how many teams realistically in the SEC can win a national championship? If I put it at 5.5 right now, would you take the over or the under?
Could win it?
Yeah.
I mean, no. I would take, yes, could win it. Because I'm sitting here, that was my point. When you look at Alabama's schedule, I'm watching this game and I'm like, my God, Alabama goes to play Georgia. But now I'm worried about Tennessee coming to town. Then, I know LSU is good. Their offense isn't on. Oklahoma's good. Auburn's good. Vandy just beat South. I'm watching Saturday, and I'm like, where's the break in Alabama's schedule?
It's funny. My buddy Heath and his wife, before the season, he's like, I'm going to come in for a Bama game. I think I'm going to make it Vanderbilt. I'm like, oh, boy, you're picking.
Pick the worst one,
Vanderbilt.
Huh? Right.
Vanderbilt, I am guessing, is going to be the highest we've ever seen them ranked in our lifetime.
Yeah, because they're ranked right now.
They're 20th. I mean, they're probably
that may
with
be
all the
right now. Yeah.
No, but I think they'll probably be top 15. Maybe. I mean, with people losing in front with the attrition, and then they should win their next 2 games going away. But you'll have a top 15 matchup in Tuscaloosa for Vanderbilt. So to your point, all of these games are going to be against ranked teams.
And I know that's a very Alabama way to look at it when you're sitting watching Georgia and Tennessee play a classic. But I was just sitting here thinking to myself, man, I feel really good because Florida State looks, they may end up being good. They're number 7 now, but they haven't done anything but play East. They had a week off in East Texas A&M, but they're number 7 now.
Yeah.
So we don't know how good they are, but I know how good the rest of Alabama's schedule is.
Are you guys going to be surprised if we have 5 teams at 9-3 at the top?
Probably no. It could be a total mess.
Yeah, then 9-3s playing and then you have one of those teams lose that game with 3 other teams watching that get into the college football playoff, and then what do you do with a 9-4 at that point? I think it is going to be a bottleneck at the top of the conference.
Probably so.
Nobody's ever going undefeated, like on a consistent basis moving forward. You might every 2 or 3 years see an undefeated team in the SEC, but you're not going to see it much.
Tennessee, I mean, they've got a tricky game right before Alabama too. They host Arkansas, and
say what you want
about Arkansas. I've said it all offseason. Taylor Green's good enough to beat somebody,
and he's gonna.
And he almost did it. Almost did it Saturday night. So I mean, if you're a Tennessee fan right now, they're probably looking at it the other way you are, Jim, is like, I don't know how many more losses I get, but I still got to go to Alabama. I've still got to play Oklahoma. I mean, they can't lose both of those, obviously. You got to win at least one of those.
Is Chambliss better than Simmons?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that are saying play Chambliss over Simmons, but God, Simmons, he put up a lot of numbers in that game. It is just that. I mean, I think everybody right now is reevaluating their entire schedule. Like this Auburn 4-game stretch, did it look this tough to you in the preseason?
It's the toughest stretch for Auburn. Give us Auburn's schedule again.
I mean, those are 4 ranked teams, 3 of them in the top 11.
Yeah.
I mean, that didn't look that tough to me in the offseason. I knew it was going to be a tough stretch, but you're about to play 3 top 11 teams, and by the time you get to Missouri, I don't know where they'll be ranked.
Yeah, but Missouri, Arkansas on the other side aren't gimmies either.
No, yeah. Arkansas is far from a gimme right now.
But this next 4-game stretch for Auburn, you just want 2-2.
Probably. I mean, you hate to say that, but if you got 2-2, you'd be okay.
I think 2-2, you still are very much in everything.
But my point,
what you need is 2-2.
My point in what you're saying, Jim, is I think every Saturday you watch the SEC, almost every fan base is doing what you did. Is they're starting to look ahead at their schedule like, man, these are tougher games than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, interesting time in the SEC. Before we get back to Alabama and Auburn, what we saw this weekend and the rest of college football, our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing want to remind you that Greg from Pell City can jump on your rooftop right now for a free no-cost roof inspection. And Greg is such a good family man, locally owned for over 20 years. He and his wife own the company, and he's got kids that work on the crew and in the office. 10 kids, so this guy's not going anywhere. Deep roots right here in Central Alabama. He wants to give you that free no-cost roof inspection, but also he understands, okay, sometimes these insurance companies, the deductible maybe can be a little out of whack for you, maybe more than you can pay, or some of the damage that you maybe uncovered. And he's got financing, family-friendly financing available for you now if you want to go that route. But you got to take care of that roof. If not, it'll cost more and more damage to your home if you put it off. So let him get up there and give you a free no-cost roof inspection, honest evaluation with no obligation. He can replace an old roof. He can repair storm damage, and he's great with the insurance providers as well, the guys who will come out and check your home out. He's been working with the same folks for over 20 years, and that's going to help you in the long run. There's only one like him. He's Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531, or look him up on Facebook or see him online with Greg from Pell City there. And also, our show being brought to you by the wonderful folks at Culver's. Man, you're talking about a great time to swing by and have a great burger or shake right there. Our friends at Culver's.
I love those great butter burgers they've got right there at Culver's. The cheese curds. I know Wisconsin fans were in town. Hey, how about those cheese curds, Wisconsin fans? We got them right here at Culver's too. You're not the only ones. I love going by and getting those butter burgers, and the great shakes. I saw on social media Culver's was sharing Alabama men's golf team. Jay Sewell, the head coach, it's one of his traditions that when they win a tournament, they go get a milkshake. They won a tournament over the weekend. Culver's. That was their milkshake.
Oh, nice. Wow.
I can't remember where the tournament was. I think it was in Michigan somewhere. So they found them at Culver's, got them a milkshake. Go to any of the local Culver's near you and enjoy those great butter burgers, great shakes, great sides at Culver's.
Of course, Wisconsin in town. They got to see Ty Simpson at his absolute best. Here's Kalen DeBoer and what he's seeing from his quarterback now.
Yeah, he's really, I think, in the last two games, slowed the game down, stayed within himself. I feel like just where his head's moving and where he's seeing and going through his read progressions, he's just been so disciplined on it. And, I think it continues to feed on itself when he just stays the course and, trusts the guys around him. It doesn't try to do too much. The reads will take you where the ball needs to go. And, it isn't a talent question, right? I mean, he can throw the ball where it needs to go, and has been super accurate. Unfortunately, we dropped a few balls for him at the end, and we're going to need those. And but he's been playing really well the last 2 weeks. I think he's risen to the occasion. We challenged him last week a little bit, and like where his head's at.
18 straight, one short of the record, then a drop ball, then 13 straight again for Ty Simpson just on the completed passes. But a guy that ended up being the leading rusher, sadly, 6 carries, 25 yards.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
That becomes a concern for this team. Quickly, though, for Kalen DeBoer, 9-0 at Saban Field. The best start for an Alabama head coach at home since?
Bear Bryant.
Incorrect. Further back.
Oh, further back?
Yes.
Wallace Wade?
Further back.
Frank Thomas?
Further back. Zen Scott won his first 17 games, 1919 to 1921.
Where they play on the quad?
The last person to go 9-0 or better to start off at home there at Saban Field. But they're 2-5 away, and the running game is the concern all of a sudden.
Yeah, and look, I mean, is Jam going to be that big of a difference maker? I'm not sure.
I mean, I think a lot of it's up front, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not.
Those are good running backs that aren't able to run right now.
I like the Kevin Riley kid. He does a lot of good things, including catching the ball. But I'm more worried about the blocking. You could see in the game as they were still, putting Jaden Roberts over at right guard some. They were moving him left to right side. They were moving Vandermark around. They still are not settled on that offensive line.
Yeah, and Richard Young got blown up on a pass pro at one point trying to protect his quarterback.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up with AK Deer. Like if he can pick up the things that running backs have to do, making that transition from high school senior to college freshmen. If he can pick those things up, I mean, he's got some explosive ability.
Could have been even a better day for Simpson. They showed this on TV. You might have seen it. It was on that 4th down that Alabama went for early. Lottie Brooks is out to practice early for a touchdown. And Simpson, he's gotten pressure, so he just can't see him, and he tries to check down to the tight end. I mean, it is a walk-in. Like, all three of us could have thrown that one, but Simpson just didn't see him. So
yeah, and Jesse Palmer brought that up.
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned it, and Palmer even said, it's like, look, this stuff's moving fast on a 4th down. He's got pressure in his face, and he doesn't get a chance to see him. But even as good as Simpson was, his day could be better because that's 7 points right out of the chute.
They're going to be favored in all these games, but even money, does Kalen DeBoer keep his perfect home record intact this year?
I thought you were going to ask about him wearing black.
No. I mean, that's. I mean, he's crushing it wearing black. But you got Vanderbilt, Tennessee, LSU, and Oklahoma.
Yeah, oddly, Tennessee might be the one that scares you the most.
Well, we'll see what Oklahoma looks like this week.
Yeah.
It's going to be really difficult for him to keep that intact.
That Tennessee offensive, I'll have to go double check the numbers, has struggled to travel. That offensive pace and the way they play, what gave Georgia so much trouble. The fastball offense, I think they've struggled to travel with that a little bit over the years. I think if you look for their home and road numbers, they're drastically different for them in conference. So I'm inclined to say, they keep it.
Some of the point spreads for the upcoming weekend that jumped out there, including that Auburn-Oklahoma game. We'll see where it is now, brought to you by our friends at MyBookie. Oklahoma opened at least as a 6.5-point favorite against Auburn.
Yeah, and it has stayed just about right there. As I pull it up right now at mybookie.ag, it's up 0.5 point, 6.5, total of 48. Up 6.5, total of 48 right there. Some of the other games that you can find this weekend, Tulane pays a visit to Ole Miss. Maybe a smaller number than some would expect. Ole Miss only a 12-point favorite at home to Tulane. I think a lot of people look at that and they're like, "Woo,
that's a lot of points."
Well, I mean, you're questioning at quarterback. Tulane's pretty good.
When the other game is Tulane, I think a lot of people, that's my point, a lot of people look at that and they're like, just 12? Just 12? But that's where you find that one right now as Ole Miss plays host to Tulane. All right, you can play all those games at mybookie.ag, code next round, mybookie.ag, code next round. That is where you go to play all the games. And right now, they've got that bet back bonus. You make your first bet at mybookie.ag when you use code next round, and they will guarantee that bet up to $500. You lose, they put it right back into your account up to $500 when you use code next round when you sign up at mybookie.ag. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.ag. But don't forget code next round when you sign up to get that bet back guarantee up to $500. Mybookie.ag, code next round. Mybookie.ag, code next round.
And our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100. Make the phone call that I made back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, true pioneer in the LASIK space, first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Got the procedure done. I had the 2200 vision going into it. Had no idea. Legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, 2015 vision better than 2020. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Tyler, if you'll give me cut number 12, LSU wins the game. We talked about it over Florida, 20-10. They're now 3-0. They're number 3. They got a couple of people voting for them for first place votes in the AP poll. We'll show you our SEC power rankings in a second after this little conversation. But again, one of those scores was a pick six. So the offense just produced 13 points. They struggled offensively against La Tech. They didn't score a lot of points in the 17-10 win at Clemson. So they're 3-0. They won the football game, but here's the questioning right after the game.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
Yeah, he's upset about it because he knows it's true. They can't run the football.
Well, he was prepared for that, too. Like, I don't know if he's got beef with that guy or not.
No, he knew he was going to blow up the first time the offense got
immediately jumped on it. And look, I understand him being – look, when he took this job, he knew that he was going from Notre Dame media to SEC media, and the expectations were going to be more, and that's one of the reasons he's making all this money. But I'm sure he's frustrated because it was all about how bad the defense was the last couple of years. We fixed the defense, and now these offensive questions are coming out when you are winning games.
But it does. It gets tiresome. It does. It is about winning football games, and there's a time and a place to break things down and analyze things. But it does get tiring to hear everybody always just want to pick everything apart. I can understand it 100%. And by the way, the greatest coach of all time to do it would have reacted exactly the same way.
So here's the truth of this, though.
His offenses never would have struggled, though.
No, they did.
Here's the truth of this. First downs were 23-10. Florida had 23 first downs to 10. LSU rushed for one first down. They only rushed for one. You ask about third down. They were 4 of 14 on third down.
Do you remember my headline? Busted Nuss. The mighty D is going to win this for Florida. If you would have shown me those numbers, I would have been like, I know. Florida won this game.
But this has to be alarming to you, Jim. It has to be alarming. You got 5 interceptions in that game, and your offense scored 13 points. You get 5 interceptions in a game, and your offense can only muster 13 points? 5 interceptions. Do you know how often you're going to play a conference game, and you're going to get handed 5 interceptions? Maybe never again. And you only got 13 points out of it. It is. If I'm an LSU fan, I love the win. I'm excited. We're 17-1 at night at Tiger Stadium. I got to go eat my boudin and drink and all that, but I am concerned about this offense. I am.
2009 South Carolina, Alabama, where they had to literally let Mark Ingram start doing Wildcat. How'd that turn out?
They won, and Alabama fans were extremely concerned about that offense.
They won that game, I know. How'd that season end up okay?
Yeah, they won the national championship, but
that coach survived?
They were never a good offense.
Nick Saban was good?
They were never a good offense.
They were never a good offense?
Not that year.
They beat Florida that year.
I don't feel as good about LSU. A couple of factors. Going back, the Clemson win doesn't look as good. And they needed 5 turnovers to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday to Saturday, it's tough. You just said it early in this segment. You just said every week is going to be a grind in this league.
Oh, look, I think
you got to appreciate the victories.
LSU is one of those 10 to 15 teams that can win a national championship. I'm just saying, I'm not as impressed right now with LSU even in the win.
Those rushing numbers, by the way, they did have one run, 51 yards.
What was their rush total?
Yeah, that was half of it.
Yeah,
102, I think.
Did you see that last run? That's all you need.
Yeah, it was 51 yards. Nussmeier was 15 of 27, 220 yards. They did survive some ejections and injuries in that game to get the win. On the flip side, for Florida, a loss with 5 interceptions. And here's Billy Napier afterwards. He was not one of the 2 coaches that were fired on Sunday at UCLA and Virginia Tech. But the walls are closing in, and Billy Napier was really – and I agree with what he's about to tell you here. That Florida team played their butts off.
Look, I think for our team, it's important that we focus on the things that we can control. What I respect about our team tonight is they showed up ready to play. I thought they competed their ass off. I thought they stuck together through the momentum in the game. We just made too many mistakes to win the game. So we played well enough on defense. I think we played well enough in the kicking game. We just, I think we're, like you mentioned, we're a few turnovers away and a few holding penalties away from keeping momentum. I thought we had momentum at times, and then we gave it away. So those are areas that we need to improve. But in general, I'm proud of the team and the mindset that they brought here tonight.
Yeah, and they still played hard, and that's something. But the reality becomes now he's 20-21. His winning percentage is .487. These numbers from The Athletic. That's the lowest winning percentage of any coach 41 games in as the Florida coach since 1950. Will Muschamp had 21 losses in 8 more games when he was fired. And this is the one from The Athletic that blows my mind. And I find this hard to believe, but he would have to win his next 28 games. He'd have to win his 28 straight. He's not going to do that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to bet against him.
He's got to win his next 28 games straight to match the winning percentage of Dan Mullen when he got fired as the Florida coach.
Wow. That can't be true.
Yeah, that can't be true.
Are you kidding me?
You do the math. That'd be 48-21.
That's what Mullen was?
I know, not winning percentage.
Oh, yeah.
The winning percentage.
Yeah, maybe that is correct.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I think a lot of times it's kind of a waste to get rid of a guy middle of the season.
Well, especially now that the portal opens.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, that's another factor to look at. Virginia Tech was not competitive. I get that. UCLA was kind of weird, but they weren't competitive. Florida's been very competitive. I don't think there is any reason. I think you let him play the season out and see how it goes because there is a lot of losable games.
You think?
Yeah.
Their next 3 are at Miami, host Texas, which is the easiest one of this bunch, and at Texas A&M. That's your next 3. At Miami, host Texas, at Texas A&M.
But if he's able to get them to play as hard as they played Saturday night in Baton Rouge,
they could win all 3 of those games.
They could definitely beat Miami this week.
Well, I mean, DJ Lightweight can't turn the football over. You've got to figure this out. Like, it's impossible. And back
quarterback
to
disparity in that game right now.
I forgot who brought it up earlier. One of the coaches, like, you turn the football over, Shane Beamer.
Yeah.
You turn the football over in this league, you're not going to win. I mean, it's just it's impossible. I mean, that's just like in the NFL. If you're -2 or more in turnovers, you just don't win these games. And he's got to quit turning the football over. But, yeah, to your point, like, I'm not going to be surprised at all. They're an 8.5-point dog if they go into Hard Rock and beat Miami.
Down to 7.5 at mybookie.ag, so apparently the public is with you guys. But
I don't want to draw that Gator again.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Yeah. I may go old school Tim Tebow,
the F.
Milkman.
The mailbox F.
Yeah, the Steve Spurrier F. Just on there and
Did
take
y'all
that
like
one this
A&M's script Aggies with the all whites?
I like the uniform.
I can't figure out their
I don't
helmet.
know if I like the script Aggies.
Yeah. I love Green Bay's Thursday night.
Oh, those are
night.
clean.
Yeah, the icy.
I loved Georgia Tech's.
Theirs did look good.
Yeah, I loved Auburn's.
How about the Rams
all
bone?
whites. I don't love that bone
I
color.
love the bone.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
That was a good win. Good win. Upset alert tomorrow. We'll talk about the results. Really good.
What are y'all wearing
really good
tonight? Do you
picks.
have any idea? Could it be a creamsicle game?
Oh,
Y'all are on the road.
We're on the road again. It was supposed to be our road creamsicles in Atlanta. We didn't. So maybe we'll break it out tonight for Monday Night Football. I do not know. I did not get that update. For a moment, I thought I'd missed a public appearance. What are we wearing tonight? I don't know. Is it a coat and tie?
Shirt and tie, Jim.
Crap, I don't know. I had no plans. All right, when we come back, we'll get to a little bit more college football, a little bit more NFL and trash, all that coming up on the show that's being brought to you by 2 great sponsors. One of them is our friends at the Pants Store, your game day headquarters. Man, I saw outfit of the day from some Tuscaloosa students, Alabama students, and boys and girls, men and women. And as they were going through their outfit of the day, half of them, except for the jewelry, were wearing Pants Store hats, Pants Store polos, Pants Store dress, Pants Store this, Pants Store clear bag to get into the stadium. All that outfit of the day, you can get it for your TikTok and for your game day headquarters at the Pants Store. Great locations from Huntsville to Tuscaloosa to Auburn, Birmingham, and also online at pantstore.com. Guys, you get those Bama and Auburn polos and hats and quarter zips, and you get all the name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua, Gentile. And, of course, for the ladies, very fashionable white sneakers, the platforms, the fall boots, the rompers, the perfect dresses with free alterations and free gift wrapping, all at the Pants Store. pantstore.com. And also our friends at New York Butcher Shop. LT, tell us about New York Butcher.
Great place to stop in for lunch, dinner. You can get those huge deli sandwiches, of course, if you want to be the hero and just pick up some steaks on your way home. The incredible sides made fresh in-house, fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. Get in, see Jim and the great staff of Butchers. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. One-stop dinner shop. Again, get in, see Jim and the guys there. Tell them the Next Round sent you. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Take the Next Round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama. No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
rolling into our final segment of the show today, but don't forget Brock Heward and Lance keep the show rolling at 12:10 today with Unlocked. That's coming up in a little bit. What's on the hit list today on Unlocked?
We are going to talk a little NFL. We're going to talk about parity in college football. And because I asked the question to you guys, gun to head, one team that you would have winning their conference after 3 weeks, it is impossible. You look at the Power Four right now. Could you guys give me one that you feel good about?
So I've got to pick
Ohio State.
If I had seen more of Penn State.
I mean, they didn't even play in the game last year.
If I'd seen more of Penn State, I'd feel comfortable in that, Jim.
Dante Moore looks good at Oregon. He looks like the real deal.
Well, then that's 2 out of the Big Ten.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
I mean, I probably would go Ohio
counterpoint
State.
why it would be Ohio
Gotcha.
State would be Penn State, Oregon.
But you wouldn't feel good about anybody in the ACC right now, right?
No, not at all.
Big 12?
No,
Nope.
or the SEC.
Or the SEC, no.
Ohio State would be the closest I could give you to the answer. Dr. B brings you that part of the conversation here today.
I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. My hair has more than doubled in thickness. 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net. For more than 20 years, women and men have turned to Dr. Beckenstein for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training, and genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call today, 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net.
And you know your power bill, sometimes you say, man, that's a little higher than I expected. Well, changes in your energy use, especially with Alabama's crazy weather, could be the reason. Check out Alabama Power's free My Power usage tool. It helps you track how much energy you're using, and when you're using it, it's a great way to spot patterns and avoid surprises. Plus, Alabama Power offers easy tips to help you save. Visit alabamapower.com/mypowerusage to learn how to manage your usage and keep cost in check.
Here's Hugh Freeze on the Auburn defense. I love what Kieran Crawford's doing, but I did think at one point during the game, Auburn got a little slow defensively because of the eye candy that South Alabama was throwing at them. John Napier and Ben Arbuckle will do some of that to keep Auburn on their heels. So Hugh Freeze is saying it's time to crank it up defensively.
Well, give credit again to South Alabama, but we certainly we've got to fit the run better. But they do have some, they had some things that you worried about, and they're going to score some points this year for sure, and really good running back and good quarterback. So. But there's no question we could play better than we did today, and I don't think anyone can argue that. And that the standard is that we should do that each time out, and not sure that anyone would say that was the standard to which we have to play to win games next week and the following weeks.
I think you can make the case that Auburn at Oklahoma is the biggest game in the country this week.
Oh, yeah. I brought it up Friday when we were at Gillette's. I was like, is game day going to be there?
And game day is going to Florida Miami instead.
They are, yeah.
And Florida Miami is not the biggest game in the country. Yeah, it's Auburn and Oklahoma, because I think there are still questions. Oklahoma has beaten Michigan. Auburn has won on the road at Baylor. So you feel like you've seen them at least out of conference enough to know, all right, this is a good team. How good are they? Is Napier as good as he looked? I mean, had another good game. They're on the road at Temple, though, inferior opponent. Can Auburn, when they play a team that takes away the run, if Oklahoma can do that, a team that takes away the run, how does Auburn respond to that?
Do you guys have a feel for this game on
Monday?
Not
one bit. Nope.
I don't yet. I mean, right now I would say Oklahoma because it's at home, but I mean, I may draw the interlocking AU tomorrow on upset alert.
I thought that Oklahoma would come as a 6-point favorite, so I think the number's about right. I mean, you've got the quarterback advantage, I think, with Napier. I feel pretty good about that, but I don't really have a feel for this game yet either.
All week to break it down, Illinois, number 9 in the country, on the road at number 19, Indiana, where Indiana opened up a 5-point favorite in that one.
Yeah, that was a little heavy for me. Again, I think Illinois is undervalued. If you go back to the game they played in Durham 2 weeks ago,
they'll beat them by double digits,
where they were only a 2.5-point favorite. You think Illinois will beat Indiana by double digits?
Yes.
It wouldn't completely shock me. They're going to need to continue to force turnovers like they have been. But Mendoza, I know it was Indiana State, but man, they they completely slayed them on Friday night.
Kirk Cignetti's 6-0 in non-conference as a head coach at Power 4.
That's a misleading stat.
That's another name I heard mentioned for Virginia Tech.
Oh,
I wouldn't leave Indiana.
He's got a better job now.
Yeah.
Indiana's a 4.5-point favorite, so it is at least down half a point.
Opened as 5, as I just said, down to 4.5. Indiana has beaten Indiana State, Kennesaw State, and Old Dominion this year out of conference. Charlotte, Western Illinois, and Florida International last year.
Yeah, that's a misleading stat.
Meanwhile, Illinois has gone on the road at Duke. And
I mean, they put 41 up.
Yeah, so, I mean, just tested by fire. And Luke Altmaier, I like Illinois in that game. And you hinted about this one early, but you didn't mention it outright. But Texas Tech, 11 a.m. on Fox, big noon kickoff, number 17 at number 16 Utah. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, you know, Kyle Whittingham's like, what the hell, man? This contract we've got with Fox, now we've got to play, I guess Salt Lake is Mountain Time, but they're kicking that thing at 10 o'clock. Yeah. And I had a discussion with somebody at Galette's on Friday. The 11 o'clock games are the absolute worst if you are there as a fan. Can you imagine a 10 o'clock kick in Salt Lake? Can't even buy beer that early there.
Yes. I mean, it's a fascinating game, though, because Texas Tech's offense has put up some points. And I think I don't know who the best team in the Big 12 is right now, but Utah's in that discussion.
I'm going to stick with Utah.
Yeah, I mean, they're in that discussion. If you told me Utah's the best team in the Big 12, I'd buy it. But I think these may be, I mean, you guys tell me if you think I'm wrong, right now the best 2 teams in the Big 12?
Oh, yeah. If Texas Tech comes out and wins this game in Salt Lake, I think everybody will establish Texas Tech as your favorite.
Not a bad day to just leave it on Fox all day long. Not that I work there, but Texas Tech, Utah. Then you get Belichick in North Carolina on the road at UCF. It's the worst of 4 games. It's a quadruple header on Fox, though, main Fox. Then primetime Arizona State at Baylor. Good game.
Yeah.
And then at 10 o'clock on main Fox, Michigan State and USC. Good game. USC opened up 16.5-point favorite in that one.
That's the 11 o'clock body clock time for Michigan State. They're playing an 11 p.m. Eastern road game.
And that gets us to Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at Company Distilling. Tell us about Company Distilling.
Company Distilling now available at ABC stores across the state. Had a chance. Jeff Arnett joined us live at Galette's to talk about the great product that is Company Distilling this past Friday, but available in states throughout Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and, of course, Alabama. Pick up the delicious taste of Company Distilling. Must be 21 plus. Enjoy responsibly. It is Company Distilling.
Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first. Twitch isn't just for gamers anymore.
You get our show on Twitch.
Yeah, when I told people that, they were like, what's Twitch? And I was like, I really don't know, but I know you can consume us on Twitch, but I think it has something to do with gamers.
It's one of our platforms.
So not just for gamers, as evidenced by a cow named Winnie, who has become a viral sensation on the live streaming platform. Now, Winnie lives at the Alveus Sanctuary, which is a nonprofit organization run by Maya Higa, popular wildlife conservationist and Twitch streamer, I should say. Red Angus cow has lived there since she was around 1 month old, according to the sanctuary's website. Gained popularity recently for mooing at the camera for attention.
So
basically,
this is all she does?
Yeah, and people watch this. Now, on their Twitch channel, viewers can activate the cow's automatic feeder by sending donations. When the machine wears, Winnie trots over to the trough for treats, giving audiences the perfect payoff as they watch their donation in action. I remember I had one of those, I forgot what it was called, but it would spit the treats out to Ladybird back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But when I would look at the camera, she was always just standing in front of it. I felt bad for her, so I had to take it away.
So here we go. This is how it works.
See, she's saying like and subscribe right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cow. I expect the cow to move.
But then here's the payoff.
Okay.
Then the feed comes out.
She's moving at the camera to get more
people to donate. Got it.
Now, the Twitch following has gone up to 315,000 followers now. Donations to the sanctuary not only provide treats, but also cover the extensive veterinarian bills, feeding costs, maintenance of the property.
Literally just about any animal in the world, and I'm willing to say any animal in the world, but I'll say just about any animal in the world because I'm not a veterinarian. I don't know all about animals. But just about, if not any animal in the world, if you tie something to them getting food, they will continue to do that for the rest of their life. Like, I mean, it's pretty simple, right? You do this, I give you food. Once they figure out that behavior, they'll do it the rest of their life. If all I have to do is that thing to get food, I'll do it. I mean, that's any animal in the world, right?
Oh, yeah. You can get animals to solve mazes.
Yeah.
You can
Whatever, as long as food's tied to it.
What Brown's talking about is the Pavlov's dog.
Yeah.
Pavlov's dog theory.
That's right,
So
yeah.
You tie it to food and they can do anything.
Anything. You
Classical
tie anything to food.
conditioning.
Yeah.
A cameraman touring with pop artist Benson Boone arrested yesterday for relieving himself on about $700 worth of clothing at a beachside shop in Florida, according to police. Is that the cameraman?
Is that the cameraman with the green hair?
Yeah, that's the cameraman on the left. And then the one that doesn't look like they're a felon is the pop artist.
Okay.
So
The one
Benson
not
Boone
wearing
has
the
got
orange.
it's almost like moss arms.
It really does. If you didn't know he was wearing a sweater, you'd be like, what's this guy growing?
Okay, the freak-looking dude, Tyler Capehart, 39, entered the surf-style shop in Clearwater Thursday afternoon, walked up to the retailer's second floor. Workers then observed Capehart via CCTV standing between racks of clothing for an extended period of time. After he walked away, manager observed the clothing and floor to be covered in urine. They said the clothing unable to be sold now, and the total value of property damage was almost $700. When confronted by police, Capehart, who appeared intoxicated, reportedly, quote, advised he had consumed alcohol and smoked weed. As for allegedly relieving himself in the store, Capehart advised that he didn't have any recollection of going to the bathroom there. He was arrested on criminal mischief and disorderly intoxication. I wonder if he's still the photographer for Benson Boone.
That's going to be a no for me.
I think we can find 1,000 photographers, right? And 999 of them will not pee on clothing or me. Y'all like Benson Boone?
His stuff's okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. He was
TikToker, right?
Yeah.
It was a miss.
It was.
Called our light standards.
And bizarre turn of events, villagers in Karnataka locked Banapur National Park forest staff inside of a tiger trap after they failed to capture a big cat roaming the forest fringes. Now, according to police sources, forest officials had set up the cage with the calf as bait for 4 days. After the tiger was spotted in the village, Tiger killed the calf and returned to the spot, but officials allegedly did not visit the site until Tuesday. Angered by what they saw as negligence, villagers confined the officials inside of the very cage meant for the tiger and recorded the act on their mobile phones, demanding swift action to trap the animal. Staff were rescued within 15 minutes by other villagers, forest personnel, and police.
So basically they said, you didn't catch the tiger, so we're putting you in the cage? Is that what they said?
Yep.
That is quite a punishment. I like how it looks like the dude closest to it's just standing there just scrolling his phone. Hey, baby, I'm going to be late getting home. Are you at the club again? I am in a tiger cage.
Man, it's crazy how many tigers eat people over there every year. You know, I was watching the World's Deadliest Animals or whatever.
Tiger, one of them?
I mean, I guess you got to do population control. I mean, there's so many people in India.
Well, there are.
But, I mean, the
and
snakes and tigers take a
eat.
lot out.
Well, they have to eat, Lance. I mean, they're just looking for a meal, too.
You know, I think I had heard of this procedure somewhere weird before, but have you guys ever heard of the tooth and eye surgery?
Tooth and eye?
Tooth in eye.
In eye. I have not, no.
I have not, no.
Now, a blind man can see for the first time in more than 20 years after undergoing a rare tooth and eye surgery. Brent Chapman, 34 years old, of Canada, lost his vision when he was 13 years old after experiencing an extremely rare allergic reaction to ibuprofen known as the Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Now, the illness left him blind in both eyes, and he spent the next 2 decades.
I know what you're thinking, Don. Well, you take a lot of ibuprofen. Are you worried about this?
I'm just saying I have in my life. I haven't had one in a few months.
Oh, that's good.
Spent the next 2 decades seeking out treatments to restore his vision. None of the treatments Chapman tried proved successful long-term, which is when he ultimately connected with Dr. Greg Maloney, an ophthalmologist at Providence Health Care's Mount St. Joseph Hospital in Vancouver. Maloney suggested the rare tooth and eye procedure on Chapman's right eye. Now, the surgery, which was developed in the 1960s, has only been performed on several hundred people worldwide, entails multiple steps. Patient's tooth is pulled, then flattened. Small hole is then drilled into the center. Prosthetic lens is fitted over the hole, and the tooth is ultimately placed at the front of the patient's eye where they can see through the new lens. Now, Maloney explained to Today.com that a tooth from the patient is used because it decreases the chances the body will perceive the object as a foreign body and reject it.
Well, that answered my question. I was like, why do we have to use a tooth?
Yeah, they said it sounds like science fiction, but the results speak for themselves. Chapman told the outlet that he was immediately able to perceive his hands moving in front of him when he woke up from the surgery and had 20/40 or 20/30 vision in the eye after it fully healed.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's pretty incredible.
They had pictures of the tooth and eye, but I chose not to pull it.
Oh, is it that bad?
I couldn't look at it.
Wow. So, but is that the way he looks the rest of his life? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. It looks like he's got two red eyes with teeth poking out of them.
Oh, they come out? Like they protrude out?
You can see them a little bit.
No, I don't really want
So he doesn't he's got to go around like that?
Well, he's going to wear those glasses, probably.
Yeah, I would do that.
TNR 30.
So that's tough for you. You watch people that are like broken in half, creeping around houses in The Conjuring, and you can't look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, as Tyler always tells us on those, one of these is real, one of these is made up. I know the Conjuring part is made up.
Okay, I've got weird stadium foods for you guys.
All right. Weirder than the, what was the one at Texas Christian? TCU? Was that the one you had?
TCU, yeah. It was the Korean hot dog, corn dog.
First, we start with Wisconsin, the Badger Bacon Bar. It's a crisp bacon dipped in rich milk chocolate.
Scott says yes.
I'm in.
I'd try it. I'd rather have dark chocolate, but I'd try it.
Big piece of bacon.
Jersey Shore Blue Claws. This is buffalo mac and cheese bucket built for 5 people.
Also yes.
Wow, Scott's 2 for 2.
I'm hungry too.
I'm not a big blue cheese guy.
I like blue cheese.
Yeah, not crazy about it.
Oh, I missed the blue cheese part. I'm out.
Yeah, that's probably pretty good.
Isn't that what it said? Blue cheese?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Kansas City Chiefs, I got 2 items. One's the Gatorade Cooler Cup cocktail. This sounds like a great idea.
Oh, my.
16-ounce cooler cup filled with a cocktail of your choice. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, you might have needed it to watch that offense yesterday.
Get a little collectible.
Do I get to pour it over somebody's head?
A little.
Not this season. They're 0-2.
That is a cool little novelty, though.
That is. I mean, that's interesting.
Kansas City Chiefs also do the strawberry and chicken Uncrustable Crunch. It's a griddled strawberry Uncrustable top with fried chicken bites and a sour apple slaw.
Okay. I would try that one.
The thing that concerns me is the sour apple slaw.
Yeah, that didn't sound very good.
But if you don't like that, you could brush that right off very quickly and just go with the chicken.
Pull that out of a Bad Day on the Coast.
Yeah. I'd kind of want it on the side and just try it to see if I like it.
The U.S. Open does $100 caviar chicken nuggets, 6-piece nugget box with cream fraiche, pickled daikon, scallions, and Petrosian caviar.
Okay. Take your word for that. That sounds terrible.
$100.
Yeah.
Texas A&M's got the Philly cheesesteak fries, crispy golden fries piled high with shaved steak, melty cheese, sauteed peppers and onions, and a drizzle of creamy cheese sauce. I'm just not a big Philly cheesesteak guy.
I've never been either. I know if I'm at A&M game and the person sitting next to me orders that, though, I'm going to be...
But if you do this with chicken, I think it'd be pretty good.
Yeah. I'm like you. I've just never liked Philly cheesesteak. Like the concept of it sounds good, but I don't like the flavor.
I cannot do this next one. The Arizona Cardinals have a cotton candy burrito. Cotton candy ice cream core featuring Fruity Pebbles, Fruit Loops, marshmallows, Skittles, mini M&Ms, gummy bears, sprinkles, all wrapped in an electric blue or bubblegum pink cotton candy exterior. Now, Buddy the Elf would have loved this.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like his own food group. That's something your kid orders for $25 and they eat 3 bites and throw it away.
Yeah.
100% what
then
that is.
Then they bitch and complain about how their stomach hurts the rest of the day. The Denver Broncos have the Jackalope Mac Stack. It's sausage composed of smoked antelope, rabbit, pork, topped with flaming hot Cheetos, dust, green chili mac, blue corn tortilla, and green onion.
A lot going on in that.
I don't like mixing animal meat.
That's a lot. I'll tell you, antelope's really good if you get it the right way. Now, I don't think it would be good with flaming hot Cheetos dust.
I'm just saying that if I'm throwing antelope and
rabbit and
all
pork.
that into one sausage, that's going to be probably a hard no for me. It's going to be a little gamey.
Yeah, and then you throw in a lot of extra flavors on top of that.
The Houston Texans have the hot honey chicken funnel cake fries, bed of funnel cake fries, white queso, chicken tossed in hot honey garlic sauce.
So what makes them funnel cake fries? Like it's just funnel cake? There's no potato in it, or is it potatoes that are wrapped in funnel cake batter.
It's funnel cake. It's funnel cake in the shape of fries.
Okay, well then I'm all about this. This sounds fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See, I don't like funnel cake.
I love it.
I do.
And finally, the Dallas Cowboys have Frito Sundae. Chunky Fritos, a delicious scoop of Bluebell homemade vanilla ice cream, cinnamon, sugar, then drizzled with caramel, chocolate syrup sprinkles, and topped with a cherry.
Delicious.
Looks
It's like
terrible.
a salty shell is what that comes down
Oh,
to.
I bet that would end up being really good. I'm not a Frito guy, but
I don't like Fritos either.
I bet that would help it though.
This is almost like a stadium sopapilla. Like you don't have like a real
great call.
tortilla
Yeah.
underneath all the ice cream and cinnamon and sugar.
It's a great call.
But you got a tortilla chip.
It's a great call. Yep. And that is Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at Champy's. They bring you the final hour every day of the show. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. If none of that filled your diet, how about going by there and just eating the best fried chicken ever, including the hand-cut chicken fingers? They got great po' boys there. And don't forget the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. The sides are in-house made. And, of course, the desserts as well. The Mississippi mud pies, all with Sterling and the crew at Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. And that's our show today as well. Don't forget Unlocked is starting here momentarily, where you can get Brock Hewitt and Lance Taylor. More football with them in a unique presentation of both the NFL and college football, coming up with Brock and LT. That presented by our friends at MyBookie. That's rolling your way in about 10 minutes. So have those alerts set and get ready to enjoy more football coverage. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.